boy, Joey Dang Options. And I'm Sharif, and we're going to wait for everyone to come on over from the other stream. I just want to shout out Raider Trader, man. You dropped $200 just like that. My man probably had a good day. Shout out to you. Could not thank you more. Shout out to the OG Darwin and the proper Dang Paradox. Rob EV. Shout out to Adara as well. Pillsbury. We got Jameson, Mateus Lane, and Derek Thompson. Juan Padilla and Jeremy Newman. The world's greatest mod. Bears versus Bulls. Anish. 3D Trader Forever and Hey Davis. Shout out to Mr. Longshorts and Rich Buddy. Vinay, BGZ, Fiddleback, Bonjour, Yoel Reyna, I love that guy. Mary L, we got Indeed Money as opposed to, I don't know, something else. Andrew Chow, an Easy Trader. Soul Queen 88, shout out to the number 88, my faves. We got Rogelio Concepcion and Bazinga. Betson Burrell and T-Man, Airy Pages, Bright Awakening. Torben Sturley, hello to you too, and Kristen Norman. Shout out to everybody there. David B. and Fifester, love that. Elon, my man Elon in the chat as well. Travi Long, Legs, HTX Trader, Britt Bendit, my man Jacoby, and then the other man. Shout out to my man Adam DeLuce. We're third only by point differential, baby. We're coming for you, Chelsea. We're coming for you, Liverpool. And that's the look there. I'm done my rundown. How are you doing?
ADL, man, we're good, man. We had a hockey game last night. We got the W, so congratulations to the boys. We're on a little bit of a streak now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Like
So we're buzzing. The boys are buzzing. We're having a good time headed into the playoffs in a couple months, I think, there, guys. But yeah, I mean, a little bit of a quiet morning. We had NVDA selling Sharif today, and then Tesla kind of just dropping a little bit below VWAP. But guys, today, Iron Condors is going to be the lesson of the day. So Sharif,
yes, sir.
Anything you want to touch on?
Yeah, just super quick, Joseph. We're going to look at the small cap gappers before you wax poetic about options. So here we go, baby. SOUN still involved. You saw Neil involved in that one earlier. It's by no means the rocket ship it was yesterday, but we're going to keep it up on the small cap gapper list. I'm looking at you, Weight Watchers, ZJK. Halted to the upside, 1710 up a light 58%. Looking at GXAI up a light 90%. Very interesting area here for GXAI. Volume weighted average price and the pre-market high. So this could be an entry point. SERV continues to go, breaching through 1210. ADCT also at a precarious area here at the volume weighted average price. Rumble Adara bringing this to my attention. Also dancing at VWAP, and last but certainly not least, RGTI. Let me tell you, all of these look good. I mean, literally all of them look good. Whether they stay good, an entirely different story. Those are the 8 I'm looking at, Joseph.
That's it. Beautiful stuff, as always, Sharif. All right, guys. So today we are going to touch on some Iron Condors, all right? So this is the ultimate options market neutral strategy, one of my favorite strategies to employ, especially in between the earnings when it is a little bit choppy. So, guys, let's get right into this. The Iron Condor, one of my favorite, all right, guys? So we're just going to get into it, breaking down the Iron Condor, what it consists of. It does consist of multiple option strategies combined, all right? So we're going to go over those. Then we're going to go over the technicals and stock selection, because it is always important. The most important thing is your stock selection. If you're not in the right stock, the systems will not work, all right? So then we're going to go over benefits and risk management. And most importantly, never mind the stock selection, the one thing that is going to allow you to continue to keep picking stocks is your stop loss. All right, guys? So let's go. The Iron Condor is a market neutral option strategy, best used when a stock or index is moving sideways. Very simplistic, all right? So we know that the market has 3 directions, essentially. We can go up, we can go down, and most definitely sideways is a direction, all right, guys? So consists of the combination of 2 credit-based legs, okay? The bull put spread, which I often talk about, and the bear call spread, all right? So 2 of my favorite option strategies right there, guys. And we're going to get into what this is. I really like this strategy because this is the beauty of options, guys, is it allows you to be diversified in strategies. You just don't need to go long. You just don't need to go short. There's multiple scenarios and opportunities to do things, guys. So continuing to move higher. But meanwhile, I am keeping my eyes on Tesla because I think I'm going to get involved in here, Sharif, just a little bit here, guys. Throw it up on the board there, all right? So, guys, continuing on to the lesson. Let's take it serious here now, all right? The bull put spread, okay? So is a credit-based trade. This is when you short puts, okay? The bull put spread is a credit-based trade. The trade is constructed by selling a put at a specific strike price, out the money, while simultaneously buying an additional put at a strike price lower than the short put. May seem confusing, but we're gonna go over it, all right? So out the money short put and even further out the money long put, okay? Resulting in a net credit. The bear call spread is constructed by selling a call while simultaneously buying a call at a higher strike price, creating a net credit. Again, everything is out the money. We sell that out the money call, and then we create a spread selling and buying an out the money call even further up the chain. All right, guys? So keep that in mind. So here's how you construct an iron condor. You sell one out the money put, you buy one out the money put, you sell one out the money call, and you buy one out the money call. And we're gonna go over and we're gonna look and see how this is constructed on an options chain, all right? So when selecting your short options, you can use delta or key support and resistance zones. The stock has to close in between your short put and short call in order for you to collect the full premiums. We're gonna go over this a little bit more. It may seem a little bit confusing, but when we get to the technicals, hopefully it's simplified. The wider the spread, the more likely the stock will close within your specific range. So we know, guys, when we are creating a bull put spread, essentially we are long, right? So we have a short put. Synthetically, we are long because we are shorting puts. So it reverses what it is. So long, and then we have a bear call spread. So synthetically, you're short. What we can do is we can create a range in where the stock can move and we can still profit from that, all right? We don't need to have a specific bias. We can create a range in where we profit, all right? So, guys, this is how it is constructed on an options chain. Very simplistic. I didn't use specific deltas on this one. This is just simply how an iron condor is constructed. So, as you can see, our short strike price on the put side is 160, and our short call on the call side is 167.5. So essentially, what does this tell us? That we have the ability to profit on this in 17 days. In 17 days, if Google finishes within that range, we can collect the full premium. So if you guys just do the simple math, $3.70 minus $2.20, and then $4.35 minus $2.90, that is the premium we are going to collect on this underlying asset and on this iron condor. What is really good about it, and I'm going to emphasize again, is that we can profit off a trade without being directionally biased, okay? We can say, hey, we can build a thesis saying, hey, I think that within the coming days that Google is going to close in between $160 and $167, okay? And we can profit as long as that underlying asset stays within that range. And that is the beauty of options, and that is why traders love it, because you can create these forms of strategies, okay? So how does this look? This is how an iron condor will look when you construct it, okay? So again, we have our market neutral range, 160 short, 167 short. Those long calls and puts are just the protection to the downside, okay? So keep that in mind, guys, all right? So moving forward, any questions in the chat so far, guys? Put the questions in the chat about the iron condor, and then when we continue to move through the lesson, maybe I'll touch on a question or two, okay, guys? So this is the net credit we receive. So we now know that we are collecting $77 per contract combination with, we don't see the probability of profit on here, but when you use your delta metric and you're using 10 delta puts and 10 delta calls on the short side, this will give us a roughly 90% chance of being profitable on this trade, okay? That is the beauty of it. You can create your percentage metric, all right? So one of my favorite strategies. 160, 167, the underlying asset finishes within that range. It can go up, it can go down, but as long as it's within that range, we can profit on this trade, all right, guys? So iron condor strategy helps you gauge market movement, eye for an increase in volatility, and to help make entry prices more precise, okay? This specific trade setup allows you to take advantage of one of the key directions the market moves, and that is sideways, because I know not Not every day something's going to go up and go down. It can chop a lot. And the beauty is that of the Iron Condor, you can select your days till expiry. If you want to do a week, say, hey, I think that whatever underlying asset you're looking to employ an Iron Condor is going to finish within a specific range. You can do that. You can do it on a daily, monthly, etc. All right, guys? So now, moving forward, technical analysis and stock selection. Identifying sideways trends is key to executing the Iron Condor correctly. The market can only move in 3 directions, up, down, and sideways, all right? Look for support and resistance zones within a stock's price action. Use higher time frames. It is best used when we are using higher time frames, all right? So avoid stocks that are in a steady uptrend or downtrend. There are other option strategies to utilize up or down trending markets. We are focusing on market neutral or stagnant vehicles, okay? So select stocks that are boring and do not have any high-ranking catalysts ahead, such as earnings, annual conferences, or investor meetings. All right, guys? So keep that in mind. If you have any questions in the chat, put them in the chat. But we're going to take a little break here, guys, and send it off to Sharif. All right,
sir. We're involved in a few positions already, Joseph. We're in GXAI, looking for a first beak wetter here as we knock on the door of that 77 penny area. Not sure why we keep encountering resistance in and around there, packing my patience. I'm long 70. I've layered my outs, my profit takers, potential profit takers, and I've already put my stop. I'm also in Rumble. I've weaseled into Rumble here. I've already wet my beak on some profits, looking for this one to hold the volume weighted average price and kind of curl back up there. RUM up 20% on the day. Also NADCT. I like this one because it was doing the dance with absolutely no pants with the volume weighted average price. It is putting in higher lows. You're not getting that parabolic effect like you're seeing on Z or ZJK. Shout out to my American friends out there. You're not getting that. You're kind of getting that kind of consistent making of higher lows and maybe possibly higher highs. I've also, of course, got SERV up on the screen here. I don't like how it's interacting with that $12 level. I'm not punching long here until I see more. The one that I'm really lamenting not having weaseled into, which is obviously ZJDangK. It thing is flying, bro. I told you about this guy's at 50%. It's at 90% now, Joseph. Look at this thing go. My goodness. But you know how I feel about chasing these huge flyers or these high flyers punching in at highs. I do not like it. In addition to that, there is an informal way, if you ever watch me trade these small cap gappers before, an informal way that I like to use a 10 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart. And how do I use it? I use it as an informal gauge of overbought conditions for when I'm taking these bad boys long. And how do I do that? Well, I gauge where the 10 exponential is currently trading in the price chart. It's around 15 1/3 right now. The price is at 19 1/3. That's too extended for me. I don't have a set percentage or price that it needs to be above the 10 for me to say, oh, this is overbought. I just typically know how this thing works, and we're already getting a monster topping tail. We're dropped $2 just like that on ZJK. Be careful with this one. It's an ugly topping tail candle right now, but as I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, these topping tail candles, one-off candles on these small cap gappers is not the end all and be all. It is not the same thing as seeing it on a large cap. Well, number one, because we're at highs. Number two, we're still above all the indicators. Take your pick, 10, 20, VWAP, whatever. We're still above it. So one topping tail candle ain't going to dissuade me from trading this bad boy. It just has to set up better. Now, we're kind of getting into this anomaly where the volume weighted average price is higher than the 10 exponential moving average. That doesn't happen often, Ram, where the white line is above the green one. Right now, you're going to see it. So they're kind of conflating these two, or as my man Obi likes to say, confluencing. They're both around 1550, 1575. I'd like to see what it does at VWAP. If it holds up at the volume weighted average price, I'll be persuaded to get into a fourth trade over here. This is a good looker, man. Put some respect on this one's name, ZJDangK. Let's see how we're doing. over here on some of the trades that we're currently involved in. No prints here on GXAI as it continues to fight with 77 pennies. That out on Rumble that we got initially is the only one we've got so far. And same thing with ADCT. They're all holding up at these levels, but we're not getting the curl up. We're not getting that big move up yet. Hence why I'm not getting any prints. I'm not out of the money. Bang on ADCT and bang again. There we go. Now we take up the top. Thank you, Joseph. Let's set up some more outs over here. Now I'm going to hang out at 73s. Not like an area that I've earmarked for any resistance, but there is that 80 area, 75 area that I'd like to front run to be in order to wet my beak on some profits over here. As I see Rumble looking to curl. Interrupt me whenever you want, bro.
No. Do your thing, brother.
Because you know I can just keep going. These small cap gappers got me, baby. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on right now, Joseph. I like the look of Rumble's jib right now. Looking awfully good, looking awfully rounded bottomy, Ram, off that volume weighted average price is kind of what I'm seeing. You get multiple breaches through VWAP, and then you get that steady higher high, higher low situation, kind of doing that curl. That's what I'm looking for. Whether or not we test that high of the day at 885, your guess is as good as mine. I'm just trying to put the odds in my favor by getting in at a predictable area of support. That's my move, Joseph. What's the look?
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Sharif, we got a good question from Officially Unburdened. That's your guy in the chat. He's paying attention to the options lessons, asking great questions. So that's really good. How about management? If a stock goes up/down, buy out early, waiting for expiration? Great question. So the objective of this credit-based trade is to allow your short strikes to expire worthless, okay? So it's essentially a market-neutral strategy. If it goes up and it goes down, that's totally fine. Just don't allow it to exceed those short strike prices, okay? So keep that in mind. One leg of the trade will always be correct. That's the beauty of it. Right? We're going to touch on it more, but one side of the trade, because it can, when those contracts expire, the underlying asset can't finish at both short strike prices. So one side of the leg is always going to be correct, or both of them even. So the goal is to allow those contract combinations to expire worthless, okay? So, and one thing, touch on the other part of your question. So if you're noticing that, hey, maybe I was a little bit wrong on the market neutral strategy. So say you have the Condor set up and then the stock continues to trend to or starts trending to the top side. You can just close the bear call spread leg, right? So you buy back your short option and and then you sell the long call, right? But then you still have that bull put spread in place and allow that to collect the premiums. We'll touch more on stop losses, but the objective is to allow both of those contract combinations to expire worthless. All right, guys, so we're gonna send it off to Adara.
Let's take a look here at RBRK, which is making quite a breakout of about 33%. This wasn't an earnings name here, but a 7.4% short float. They IPO'd earlier this year. Microsoft has invested in the company, or they've been involved in the past year. They have basically reported losses of 21 cents per share versus 40 cents expected, so smaller than expected loss per share. Also sales of 236.2 million, above estimates of 217.52 million. The guidance also above expectations here, so RBRK, great look. Now what we're going to do here is take a look at some of these names on the S&P 500, making larger moves to the upside or downside, and the theme is going to be some of these overarching plays. We're going to take a look at some of these names that have been on our watch for maybe the last week, last couple months as we enter, or I guess end the first trading week of December. We're going to start here with SMCI, making a bit of a bounce here off that 42.50 level. I could not find a catalyst for today. We did have the CEO yesterday tweeting at Elon Musk with regards to, I guess, trying to get XAI involved with some SMCI parts. But either way here, Supermicro has been on watch with regards to its delayed financial reporting in November. Then on Monday, they announced that they actually had their independent review completed, and the conclusions that were drawn by Ernst Young, their previous auditor who basically quit, were found to be not unfounded. So SMCI, good look there. Then we have Moderna. This one is actually up 6% today. Again, couldn't find a catalyst for today, but it's worth noting a lot of these biotech-related names got a nice pop yesterday because Axios reported that Donald Trump and RFK Jr., who's Donald Trump's pick for the Health and Human Services position in his new cabinet, were apparently dining here with Pfizer and Eli Lilly executives. A lot of people were concerned about these healthcare names when RFK Jr. was announced because he is a bit of a vaccine skeptic, and we actually saw them drop the day of that announcement. So this could be another story to watch out for. And last but not least, PLTR. Palantir announcing not one, but two new deals here as of today. The Shield AI expansion of the deal, and then also announcing a deal with Booz Allen here, basically modernizing U.S. military operations. Also, we had CEO Alex Karp supporting the Department of Government Efficiency, and the company's CTO is also in talks here to join Trump's administration as well. PLTR actually a bit of a dip, though, going back here on Wednesday when it was reported that Anduril and OpenAI made a deal. So basically, Palantir still in that military game, guys. Lots to talk about and look at today.
All right then.
You don't usually see me shorting these small cap gappers, though.
So, yeah, guys, couple higher purpose. Joseph, I got my VPA booked. This is what I'll be doing this weekend. Bang. Let's go.
Neil.
Get that done. That's what we like to hear. And then limitless mistakes. I entered a Tesla bull put spread for a $1.10 credit. Bang, that's a nice one. What strikes did you have there, limitless mistakes, and what were the delta on those? Because you're collecting a nice amount of premium on that bull put spread, and let me know where your expiration is on that one. So liking that one a lot there, guys. So good stuff. We're holding on to this Tesla here, but as you notice here, guys, I'm using the vehicle TSLA. Leverage derivative. So we're going to see if we can get some serious gains out of this thing, because it is a 3-to-1 leverage product, I believe, or 2-to-1, something along those lines. So let's see if we can leverage this and see if we can continue to move to the top side, because yesterday Tesla put in an absolute monstrous day. So let's see if we can continue. I think we're at a pivotal moment right here, because let's see if we can continue to the top side. I think one party is going to lose this battle relatively soon. So let's see if the Bulls or the Bears come on top. As of right now, it is looking like the Bulls may come up on top here. We had that volume step in, guys, but it did dwindle. So that is slightly alarming in my books to the person who just got the VPA book for the weekend. So there you go. Read that. I think that's going to be groundbreaking for your trading. I absolutely love that book, one of my favorites. And you literally use it every day. And then you have the ability to use it on multiple time frames as well, too. So you'll notice these signals from the daily to the weekly to from intraday, 1 minute, 5 minute. That's the beauty of that book. One of my favorite books. I think it is an absolute must read for a lot of traders there, my guy. Shreve, what are you cooking up over there today, man?
I got short SCRV like a crazy person.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of the way it is there, Joseph. So we're going to put in our out on this bad boy over here. Look, the reason I say like a crazy person, I don't mean to disrespect any shorts. I just don't typically short these small cap gappers, and I don't typically short them in front of the volume weighted average price. But I'm seeing a beautiful rounded top. It's still above the 10 exponential. We're just really close to the top that it would make sense for me to try to weasel this in. If I'm ever going to short a small cap gapper, I'd short it here based on the umpteen amount of not topping tails, but candles of indecision, these kind of doji looking candles, and our proximity to high of day that allows me to manage risk a lot better, because I can just put my out a little bit above that high of day and then, you know, not think much of it there. If I get stopped out, it gets stopped out, and that's the way trading is. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in 4 positions, 3 long on small cap gappers, 1 short. Let's see how we're doing over here. Okay, so GXAI is giving me trouble. The $0.50 breaks, that's the end of it. We de-risked here with 1 little out, but I'm going to be negative on it if we break down here. I'm doing well on Rumble, 3 outs already. I'm still waiting for that 61 print. I'm continuing to watch this to see if it wants to do that rounded bottom off a key area of technical support, aka VWAP. That's Rumble. We're doing well on ADCT. This one's volume is dropping off a little bit, not to my liking, but it is close to the highs, Joseph. But it is GAO having issues with 70 pennies. We've weaseled up into 270 a bunch of times. I've been watching it on the book, and you can see it reflected on the price action on the chart. We are encountering selling at 70 pennies. Why, I don't know, and I don't care. I just want to see if that seller or whoever is in and around there gets taken out. I've set my profit taker a little bit above 70, but also to front run possible psychological support at the $0.75. So I put it a little bit below that. So I'm keeping my eye on that. Now, as I see, it looks like, oh, wow, we're printing here on SCRV. Bro, I never short these small cap gappers. Bang.
Bang.
Nice. I'm happy with this one. Thank you, Neil, for hooking me up with those shorts, my man. We're going to set up here in front of the $1/2. Let's go, SERV. Come down to that $1/2, baby. But I do anticipate there may be support here at 60. What's up?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, go continue.
No, I was talking about this Ram over here. This is an area crest where we initially rejected, meaning that if we clear it and come back down to it, we could use it as support. That's what technical analysis says, or so the textbooks say. Resistance flips to support. I'm waiting in front of the $1/2 here on, oh, this is a buy. Dang it, I took everything out, Joseph.
Oh, no. No.
I'm going to do this from now on to myself. Just like, I suck.
No, but that was an accident.
Yeah, that was legit an accident. So I'll look to get back in on the STRV. ZJK, guys, halted to the downside, but this is at a precarious area because it is halted literally at the price where VWAP is hanging out right now. 58.87% on ZJK. It's a dang rocket ship. We closed out at $10 yesterday. We touched 19.33. So it's a great day right now for ZJK. We're going to have to weasel into it, though, once it opens up the tap. Currently, though, below the halt level. We're halted at 16.03. The theoretical auction price showing up at 15.35. So essentially 15 1/3. So I'm keeping my eye out on that one. We'll see how these other ones are doing over here. Let's weasel on over here. GXA, what's up? DraftKings apparently is moving, guys. Okay, so let's bring on the side chart. Neil yelling at, or telling me about DraftKings DKNG. Let's see what this one's doing. Big move down here for DraftKings. What's going on? I'm looking. I don't see FTC. What is this? Senators ask FTC to look into DraftKings FanDuel behavior, reports Bloomberg. Thank you, Neil, for that. I saw it as well being reported by Benzinga. Okay. Senator, I'm assuming the senator is like U.S. senators, because the first thing I thought there was the Ottawa senators. Is that just because I'm too Canadian, right? No, but looks like the Senate asking the Federal Trade Commission, Lena Khan and her boys over there, to look at DraftKings and FanDuel's behavior. Not sure. There's not any more specificity than that. When we get more information, we will let you know. DKNG, though, Joseph, bouncing off that 42.5. It looks like it's weaseling up into about 43.5 right now. We're going to have to keep taps on that boy, that bad boy right now. I want to let you guys know that the poll is now live in the chat, and it's got a couple of earnings plays. We got to put some earnings plays on these. You got Lulu, and you got DocuSign, but then you have some of the usual suspects, NVIDIA, Palantir, deservedly on that because they are moving on the day. Palantir to the upside, NVIDIA to the downside. Joseph.
Yeah, I'm just talking to Ryan Fay.
What's up, Ryan?
Yeah, exactly, Ryan Fay in the chat. I just sent you a message there, so hopefully you can get out of that position there, my guy, because I did that before earlier in the summer too, just hedging a position. And from a daily perspective, let's pull it up here for you. This is not something that you want to be, sorry guys, 1 second. Yeah, this is not something that you want to be selling calls on right now, in my opinion. So as you can see, we had this resistance break, right? So now we're in potential breakout zone. So you don't want to be in short calls on this thing, okay? So if you can get out, thankfully it's not too out of, in the money for you. So again, just cut those losses, forget about it, regroup, and then get on to the next one, because I had that happen to me before somewhere along here, maybe. I think it was summertime. Actually, so somewhere I got squeezed in here and took a hefty hit there on that one. So get out it if you can and just mitigate the loss. So there's always going to be another trade at break even almost. Yeah, so yeah, man, dude, just get out if you can, because you don't want to be short this thing, especially a leveraged derivative right now. Those calls can get hefty, especially once the gamma starts to pick up, and IV as well too. So yeah, in my opinion, if you haven't lost too much, then just get out, reassess. There's always going to be another trade. There's no reason to be selling calls on a strong underlying like this. So I have a ton of 370 today. Thank you for the coverage on the position. Yeah, anytime, my guy, especially when it comes to options. So yeah, I mean, dang, we're breaking out here, Sharif. I think it's time to take a little off the top here for the gentlemen.
All right.
For the boys here. So we'll see what's going on. And that one's that one. But yeah, guys, we're gonna send it off to Adair here real quick.
Get it, Adara.
One ticker that's not breaking out is going to be Qualcomm. Big spike here in volume to the downside. Seeing some reports here that Apple is planning a 3-year modem chip rollout specifically in a bid to outdo Qualcomm. Apple is not really reacting to the story, but QCOM getting quite the intense sell-off here, breaking below previous support. Also, I'm still looking to find more details of that DraftKings story. I will let you guys know when I see more, but it looks like it's not just DraftKings. They're probing FanDuel as well, so it looks like overall a larger investigation at those kind of gambling app and that related industry. So when there's more I find out, I will let you know. Again, doesn't seem like the probe has begun. Senators are just asking the FTC, reportedly, to look into a probe that was reported also here by Bloomberg. So I'll let you guys know when I find anything.
Thank you very much for that, Adair. Yeah, we're going to keep tabs on that for you guys. Anything new, obviously, we will bring that to you. Joseph, do you want to continue? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, so we're just going to continue holding this position here on Tesla. I mentioned before we were hovering a little bit below VWAP on TSLA, and then we got that breakout. You've seen the volume step in here initially, right? Boom. And then we pulled back. It held these levels, held those support levels, and then continued to the northeast. Now we're breaking out. Let's go and see if we can test these pre-market highs here, guys. Also, let me know what you are looking at in the chat. Any questions about the Iron Condor strategy, please put them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer those as well. What are you cooking up over
I'm
there,
just keeping my eye on ADC dang T over here because it keeps weaseling on over to that 70 penny area, and then it finds a clear area of resistance. But here's the deal, guys. We keep putting in, let me just make sure that I didn't take out too much there. ADCT, no, we're good, we're good. ADC, it's putting in higher lows. So it's looking awfully flat top breakish with 70 pennies. There is the obvious area of rejection. Consecutively higher lows. It hasn't changed, yet the 70 top is remaining as that key area of resistance. So we're going to continue to watch that, see what the situation is. I see Meta, guys. I see Meta. It is flying. It looks like Tesla and Meta are single-handedly lifting up the future right now. Well, Google, excuse me, as well. Google awfully strong. So is Amazon. So I misspoke there. It looks like, you know, there's quite a bit strong. Softy, Apple, Nvidia. Tesla's recovering, obviously, up 1.86. Okay, so we got the break there of 70 on ADCT, Joseph, but we didn't get the print, no continuity. So it looks like that 73 print goes unfilled for now. I'm also short again over here on SERV, but I don't know if I like what I see over here. So it looks like we're getting some support at this mid-50s area, and I've layered my my outs to wet my beak there through the break of 50. I am looking at front running the size at 50 or any support possibly at that 50 penny area here on SERV. It's still looking awfully rounded topish, but it is at that 11 1/3 area where it might find support. So I'm careful with that one. This one though, I don't know how long I'm going to be in this stock as a long. GXAI, it's not trading in the way that I anticipated. It gave up VWAP. If it gives up the $0.50, that is going to be the end of the trade. We were able to de-risk a little bit there in the high 70s, but if that $0.50 goes, that is going to be all she wrote. ZJK is rocketing up again after doing a hammer candle through that 15. It looks like it actually defended the halt level. We always talk about this. 14 3/4 was the initial halt level on the way up. This candle over here at 11.25 goes right at 14 3/4 and then shoots right back up, testing 17, currently at 16.33 right now on ZJK, up 62%, awfully strong though on the day. Keeping my eye on all these other positions. What are we doing over here? We okay? Bang on ADCT. We take out the top there. Now we're waiting for 77s. I appreciate you, Joseph. Let's see if this one wants to take out that 80 level. Gonna layer some more orders north of 80. You ever hear that show called North of 60?
No.
It's a Canadian show. It's like that 60th parallel. So it's like in the Arctic, essentially. Canadian. So anytime I know. Super Canadian.
Well, the greatest show to come out of Canada, in my opinion, is The Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, of course. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. It's great. It's a great show, bro. It's on Crave for anybody who's wondering.
Best show ever made.
Guys, Weight Watchers. I don't know if I'm allowed to call it that anymore. Might get canceled, Joseph. WW is at the volume weighted average price. It dipped into that buck 129. I don't even know why this is up, but I'm just keeping my eye on it right now. It's been decent move on the day, dipped into that 129 area at the volume weighted average price. So I want to see if this one holds up here. We could weasel into this one as well, Joseph.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. We got a good question in the chat there from Fugazi Bear Joe. Can you tell us what ideal Greeks to look out for on an iron condor? So I would look at those Greeks as I would look at individual spreads, right? So I'm going to go to the 10 deltas. But there's also key metrics that you can use, like using support and resistance zones. So what I've been doing just off on the side here is kind of using NVDA as an example, all right? So I have my chain up on the side, but I want to use NVDA kind of as an example. We are moving sideways a little bit, so this is what I did, all right? So I built us a thesis saying using the 10 delta put, all right? So that's going to put us at $134, okay? So that is our short put on NVDA, okay? And then I went and looked at the 10 delta call, all right, on this as well too, where, let me pull it up here real quick, which was around the $152 strike price, okay? So this is going to give us a 90% chance that these contracts will expire worthless, okay? So these are our short contracts, okay? So now you can see, using this Greek metric of using the deltas, it also puts you around key resistance and support zones, okay? So keep that in mind. But now we have constructed a thesis saying in the coming weeks, this is the December 13th expiration cycle, okay? So come December 13th, if NVDA closes in between $153 and $134, we can collect the full premiums, okay? So that is the objective, to allow the contracts to expire worthless, okay? So use your delta metric to correlate with support and resistance zones, okay, guys? So just hopefully that answers your question there, Fugazi Bear. But yeah, we're gonna go through some more examples when we touch on the lesson a little bit later. But as of right now, guys, I'm only in one position. So I know a lot of people are talking about AVGO. Let me pull that up real quick. I think they report next week, if I stand corrected, if I can get a fact check on that from the chat.
Oh,
but I'm pretty sure.
What's the ticker?
AVGO Broadcom.
AVGO.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're next week.
They report, Joseph, December 12th.
December 12th, so
Thursday.
next week. Yeah, beautiful stuff there. So AVGO, let's take a look. I don't know why my things aren't loading up here. Embarrassing. Okay.
Embarrassing. So embarrassing, I know.
Anyways, guys. Yeah, we're moving nice here on AVGO. It's putting in an absolute monster session here. We got past some key support levels. I think these are the next key levels here, almost triple topping up here. So let's see if this report brings any relative strength, and I think that we can potentially blow past that. We're going to look at the expected move on this a little later too, guys. So yeah, that's the look on AVGO. It is absolutely roaring to the top side. Let's break it down on the time frames. Now pulling into VWAP, but yeah, putting in some really, really strong moves. Guys, check out this strong 5-minute opening drive. Then you have a quick breath within the market, and then that second leg higher. That is beautiful stuff. That is a picture-perfect ABCD pattern there. What are you cooking up there, my guy?
Just throwing out some more stops, Joseph. Keeping my eye on RUM as it's, straddling VWAP, which is okay, but it is concerning for me because, well, I want it to go up. No, seriously though, I have to keep my eye on Rumble. I'm not sure. It's putting in higher lows, 885 HOD, and then the second crest after that. So in other words, the pronounced high in the area goes up to 860. So we're getting progressively lower highs, with generally 8 1/4-ish. 8 1/3-ish as that general area of support. If this doesn't hold VWAP, my trade idea is no longer valid, and I should be weaseling my way out. So I've moved up my stop to account for price action support over here on this candle at 1045. I put it a skosh below the bottom of this candle, and if it doesn't hold that level, then we're out. Simple as that. All right, let's have a look at SIR. Bang. All right, taking that down again. All right, so this was continuing to bleed a little bit. I was concerned about this one, and it's still finding a bid, quite frankly. Let's see if we can dip down. We're below the $0.50 here on the bid, not so much on the ask. I don't want to take out too much too quickly and then have it dip down again, but we are predictably finding support at the $0.50. It doesn't have to be a price action support. There's often psychological support in and around there. People like buying on the whole dollar and the $0.50. That's why sometimes we end up getting areas of support we didn't expect them, and that's kind of what the situation right now with SERV is. The volume weighted average price on my chart on SERV is a little bit below 11 1/3. So if we give up the ghost at the $0.50, my humble opinion is we don't see another support level for another couple of pennies, or about 10, 15 pennies or so as we dip down into that third of a dollar. So we'll see if we can get printed here. We're still not getting printed despite the fact that we are below the $0.50 now on both the bid and the ask, so we'll have to pack our patience there. GXAI looks like it's putting in higher lows. It didn't stop me out through that $0.50, and RUM continuing to hold a VWAP there. So not much doing on my side, just trying to pack my patience with some of these trades. Looks like ADCT did come up above 80. So it looks like we took out the seller at 80. However, we couldn't get printed at 81. Sadly, now we're back down at about 75. We're still putting in higher lows on this bad boy, but I've moved up my stop now from this area trough over here below 245 into below the $0.50. So now I've moved up the trailing stop to kind of, just try to take out some profits there if we can. How's SERV do? Bang! We take out that one again, Joseph. Thank you. Let's see if we can break down below 40s now. I'm going to take out the majority of the position above that third of a dollar. Again, really earmarking that volume weighted average price as a possible area of support. I'd like to wet my beak before that. What's your look, brother?
Yeah, just holding on to this TSLL. Let's see if we can get a new high here, break this key pivot level, and continue to the top side. So, and then we'll look to take a little bit more off there, guys. But I mean, I'm looking at Google, Meta, and Amazon chart right now. They are absolutely dragging the market higher. I think the individual reigning on the parade is none other than Jensen. Yeah, himself.
Jensen?
Yeah, Jensen himself.
What do you do, bro?
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's really raining on the parade.
Yeah, he's really raining on the parade, guys.
What is happening?
Yeah, I think this market would be significantly higher if we didn't have the largest company in the market dragging it down. So, yeah, guys, keep in mind. Let's see.
Get it, Ram.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's it. It's done. And that's not. It's definitely not over with. But let's see if these guys, if NVDA can hold this candle right here. I really like this indecision print. It's not overly isolated, so if it breaks to the downside, if it breaks this low, there can be some more downside potentially. All right, so keep that in mind, guys. This is a potential turnaround signal, but that pullback was extremely weak, so just keep that in mind. And it's looking like we're going to break that low right now, which is not good for the overall market. As the Qs are kind of double topping as well too, everybody. So as we pull up the Qs here real quick, yeah, see, so failed new high there, something to keep an eye out, especially if NVDA continues to move to the southeast. But Sharif, if it does decide that it wants to, some buyers do want to step in and we get a buy program, I think that it will drag the market higher.
I like it. Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm just taking out this other stop. I'm good. I can just, I can talk. I just want to remove the previous stop that I had for SERV. They are no longer valid, and I don't want them to trigger accidentally there. So just making some adjustments. Oh, GXAI, you're draining my energy. All right, Ramram, we can go to the chart. RUM continuing to hold at VWAP, nothing doing there. Okay, there we go. ADCT takes out our top at 82, and we've still got some shareage on here. I don't know why I added so many shares to this. It's not like I really had a whole lot of faith in this name. It wasn't even doing that much volume, but it is looking like the best over here. Sorry, I will get to that in a second. Did we get the fill on SERV to the downside? Bang! We take it out in front of VWAP. So now I can go long here, SERV. I might flip long here on SERV. It's at VWAP. If it holds up here and then what makes one green candle to make a new high, I will get long. But now we have earnings with it there at the big desk.
What we're going to do here is take a look at some of these day one earnings plays, as we always do over here at this desk around 11:40 a.m. We're also going to take a look at what earnings are on the horizon for next week. Make sure you vote in our chat for the poll. What is the poll voting for, you may ask? Well, it's going to be basically an option between 4 tickers that are running today or moving today, usually with some kind of catalyst. You vote for your favorite, and then at 12:30 there will be another poll. Exact same idea, but 4 new stocks. You can vote for both polls, and the top 5 of those 8 total stocks will be featured on the rundown with Sharif there at the green screen, gesticulating wildly, giving you all that info you need to know. And then Neil and Sean will be giving you the deets on those stocks. Now, they might have played them. So we're going to take a look here, starting for earnings at DocuSign. I know we had Lululemon, we had Ulta Beauty, but I want to take a look at these stocks we may have neglected a little bit here. So let's take a look at DOCU here. They reported adjusted earnings of 90 cents per share above estimates of 87. Sales of 754.8 million versus 745 expected. So beat on both ends here. They had a higher than expected fiscal 2025 revenue guidance, higher than expected guidance for Q4 revenue as well. They also, in terms of what their report was for this quarter, pretty solid. They did report 8% increase year over year in revenue, 8% increase in subscription revenue, professional services and other revenue also up here, about 11% year over year. 9% year-over-year increase in billing. So that's a great look for DOCU, which is looking like it's trying to break out here, literally at high days as we speak. Then we had RBRK. This one up about 34% right now, though a little bit weaker as of right now than DOCU. We did have a beat on earnings per share, or smaller than expected loss per share anyway. They beat on sales, and they did have higher than expected guidance for fiscal Q4 2025. They also announced they're going to be presenting at this Barclays Technology Conference coming through on Wednesday, so keep an eye on RBRK for Wednesday. That stock maybe could potentially make a move. Let's also talk here about these earnings for next week, because Monday night we have quite a few big ones. Oracle there, Larry Ellison and co. reporting at 4:05 p.m. expected there on Monday. C3AI also in much for Monday, as is MongoDB. Tuesday morning will be a little lighter as well. Keep an eye out for AutoZone. Basically, what we're trying to say here is the earnings season might be, the best of it might be over, but that doesn't mean there's some other stuff to keep an eye on, guys. Keep an eye out.
Oh, no, we're not even close, Joseph. No. What were you looking at, brother?
No, someone in the chat was talking to me about a TSLA debit spread. The thing about those, I'm not going to say like yes or no to that. Just beware you are trading a derivative of a derivative at that point, right? So the decay can... I've never done that personally, so I wouldn't necessarily, I can't give you too much advice, but just be wary of that because there's decay in these, right? So for when every 1% move, there's a 3% move in TSLL, right? So just keep that in mind. That is a derivative of a derivative, and those can be a little bit tricky. But if you have experience, then why not? I continue to do what you're doing, but I don't want to give you any misleading information on that front there. Guys, yeah, continue to let me know. These mags, some of these mags are really moving here. Apple chopping around VWAP a little bit, and then ETHA, Sharif, you and I were just looking that up.
Yes,
and we don't really trade it too much, to be honest with you, for some reason. And it seems like it's pretty liquid, right? So, I mean, iShares trading around $30. I remember someone mentioned it to me a while ago, and I'm like, do I pick some of this up? But I was like, nah, I'd rather stick with the Godfather themselves.
Yeah, Bobby Oxalis in the chat, Joseph, was mentioning that. So let's have a look at it and talk a little bit about ETH, because we don't give ETH enough love around here. It's all about Bitcoin this, Solana that, Doge this, and I don't know. I don't know about how you feel, but I feel like ETH maybe kind of got left by the wayside lately. Well, there's a reason for that. To be fair, it's not making all-time highs, but it is above 4,000. Okay, so I just got eyes on this right now. We're above 4,000 right now on ETH. What is the all-time high? Excuse me, guys, I got to deviate here for a second just to have a look at the situation. Where are we at all-time highs? Okay, no, we're about 4,800, 4,875, I believe. That takes us all the way back to 21. So we're still not at the Papa Powell. Inflation is not transitory highs. That is when Papa went on the hill, made the statement, and basically killed the market for a year.
Look at that head and shoulders.
Yeah, that's the mother of all head and shoulders. I'm sorry for all the distortions of the lines. I don't know why my platform likes to dictate to me what lines I need to have for crypto. It's like when I load up, or any crypto chart, it tells me what lines. It puts Bollinger Bands, it puts these moving averages that I didn't ask for. I don't know why it has that pre-programmed in. I got to remove that. I'm sorry for ranting. 48.53, it looks like in and around there. What's the exact level? 48.86, 48. Yeah, it looks like it's 48.86 all-time highs. Okay, fine. Where it's obviously not at all-time highs, but we are above 4,000. So you have to assume that that's an area of psychological resistance, 4,000. Well, whether we break above there or not, interesting. Well, we'll see. February highs go to about 4,086. So yeah, it looks like ETH is getting a little bit of a bump here. So we're gonna have to keep tabs on that, no question about it. See, this is why, Joseph. See, this is why I need to clean up my stops.
Yeah.
So I had a stop over here on SERV, and it just punched me long. So I'm going to do what Neil says, and basically, if you're in a position that you didn't want to be, just get the hell out.
Yep, just
right.
get out, man.
And that's my mistake. I didn't clean up my stops, and I ended up going long on an area I didn't want to go. So we'll lose a couple of pennies there, no biggie. So SERV, I didn't actually mean to get into that, guys. All right, let's have a look at ETHA and see how if we can weasel into this on the day as an intraday look, now that we've kind of looked at the whole macro picture there for Ethereum. All right, so it's a good looking chart. Bobby, it did dip in close to the volume weighted average price at around 30.25, kind of putting in lower highs now though, Bobby. That top there that we put in at 30.72, so 30.75. We put another area crest here south of 50. So now it was the $0.75 as that area crest. Now we're talking about the $0.50 being that area crest. I don't want to see lower highs. Now, I don't mind scalping this off VWAP, but you're not going to see me look to take a break and take of the level until I see newer, higher highs and higher lows. And this, essentially what I'm trying to say, I need to see a change in trend of lower highs and lower lows into higher highs and higher lows. So we'll see what we get there. Currently, my chart showing volume weighted average price 30.25. So 30.25 could certainly be persuaded to get into that. I'm gonna put this on the side chart over here, as it is a good looking one that I can definitely trade on the day. It's not too expensive. The volatility ain't that bad either. So shout out to Bobby for calling that out. Didn't have eyes on ETH today, Joseph.
Yeah, beautiful stuff, guys. I'm just looking at some of the stocks that have the most volume traded on the session so far. So in first place, we have SoundHound with 139 million shares traded in the session. Second place, we have NVDA with about 90 million shares. And then PLTR in third place with about 51 million shares. One thing I am keeping my eyes on, guys, as usual, is IBIT. I want to see if we can hold VWAP. It's an absolute choppy mess today. It's not orderly, right? So this is something that you have to give a lot of room. It is really choppy. You have all these overlapping candles. The direction is clear, but again, that's a tough sit through. For me personally, I wouldn't be able to sit through that very long because it's like chop up and down, but we're gonna keep our eyes on it as well too, guys. But hey, make sure you guys put your votes in the poll, all right? Because Sharif, we have something key coming up, and I think you guys might like this. We're gonna see, it's a little bit of an experiment.
I like it, man.
Yeah, it's like, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of make trades as a unit, all right? And we're gonna use one underlying asset, and that vehicle is going to be SPY, Sharif. So here are some key metrics. What I did is I created a spreadsheet for us, all right, guys? And this is going to be our tracking of how we can move as a collective unit, okay? So the metrics are always gonna be the same. We're gonna use the same vehicle, SPY, every day, and we're gonna put a paper trade based on SPY, okay? So every time it's gonna be a paper trade of 100 shares, and then we're gonna put the poll in. We're either gonna go long or short, and at the end of the poll, an hour after the end of the poll, that is going to be our bias. Our metrics are always going to be the same. As I mentioned, we're going to have a $1 stop loss on SPY and a $2 profit target, all right? So we're going to go for that 2-to-1 risk to reward. So our loss will always be fixed at $100, and our profit will always be fixed at $200. So keep in mind, as soon as that poll is finished, we are going to enter that position. We're going to have our profit targets, our price targets, exit and entry prices, our stop loss, and then the bias, okay, guys? So hopefully, and then we're gonna build an equity curve. I showed you an equity curve from something else before, but we're going to construct our own. We're going to see if we can be profitable as a unit, just paper trading, having fun with that one. How do you think about that?
I like it, man. You know, we already talked about this off camera. I'm going to weasel in the entry on the sim, and we're going to do it every day, and come what may, right? So essentially, here's what Joseph and I discussed. We're putting a dollar range for our stop, and our beak wetter is going to go $2. So it's going to have to be a 2-to-1 setup every day, and then we're going to see how that ends up being. I don't know, what's our sample size, Joseph? What are we doing?
We're going to do a week. We'll do a week at first. We'll see if everybody likes it for a week, and then we'll see if we can build something. If it sticks, if people like it, then we can continue throughout more and more time.
I love it.
Maybe become a daily thing. So,
and then we can hear what everybody else has in the chat as well. We'll
absolutely.
see if, are we accurate or are we a little bit?
Yeah,
I know what Big Spile is going to vote for
we already know. Every day we know what Spile's voting for. There's already some people in the chat said it sounds great. Jacoby Waters is liking that. Nick23 is liking that. So
I love it.
Yeah. So we're going to do that, guys. Once this poll is done, we're going to put up the new poll, long or short SPY. And as soon as that is done, as soon as those votes are in, we're going to enter on the SPY at whatever price with a $1 stop and then a $2 price target. And we'll see. We'll build a sample set of a week, and we'll see how we do as a collective unit, all right? So it might be fun. Enough, something to engage with you guys. Yeah, and as of right now, everybody's saying great idea. They're having fun with it. So yeah, let's get it rolling, guys. Once this poll is done, we're going to put up long or short SPY. The majority wins the directional bias, guys.
I love it. Shout out to Rupesh Bata saying QBTS, yet another high, Ram. I don't know why, again, these quantum names are running, but they have been running. I think it's a great technology. I got no issues with it. Another great day here for D-Wave Quantum. Goes by the ticker QBTS. This ain't a small cap gapper, guys, or at least not anymore. It's weaseled its way above $1 billion market cap now with a respectable amount of volume traded on the day. I'm talking about 51 million shares more than that on the day. It has a float. It has a zero float. No, I'm kidding. QBTS. Let's find out. The float here, about 154 million, says Trade Ideas, with a respectable short float as well, guys, of 11 1/3%. It just touched the high of the day. Shout out to Rupesh. $4.99. It's dancing right now at the 4/5 of a dollar, about $4.88. But Adara does have information on QBTS.
There is a story, I'm not sure if this is running the whole quantum space, because Ash Sharif says it's been really strong along with nuclear since the election, but D-Wave, which is QBTS, actually does have a specific catalyst. Its CEO, Dr. Alan Barrett's, apparently was on Fox Business with Charles Payne and their Making Money program discussing here the emergence of commercial quantum computing. So that could be viewed as bullish for this whole sector. It does have a bit of a topping tail candle here, as Sharif was saying there. $5, a bit of a level of resistance, but they have an 11.3% short float and a $1.1 billion market cap, guys.
Gotta love the charts on Trade Ideas because it gives you the short float on the actual chart. You don't have to weasel into a different window and look at this and look at that.
Pull something else.
I'm not about that life.
Not about that life, man. But yeah, as of right now, man, the chat seems like, great idea. I think a lot of people are gonna like this one.
Good idea.
I mean, so let's see who can win. Come on top. So guys, we need you to vote here. Let's get at least 1,000 votes on this poll here. Okay. Once we get that done, we're gonna hold this for an hour, and then we're gonna toss up that new. And then guys, we need an average target. We want a solid sample set of you guys putting in those votes for this because we really want to see what we can accomplish here. All right, guys, just for fun. So it's all fun and games. IBIT kind of recovering, Bitcoin hovering just below that $100,000 price target, guys. Let's take a look at other things. I want to see what Tesla is up on the session here, Sharif, because I'm pretty sure it is positive. Yeah, so we're up about 1.5% on the day with Tesla. So we're going to continue to hold. I think we do continue in this strength overall, my guy.
All right, Jameson, I'm going to look at Uber for you. You asked nicely. Well, you just wrote Uber, but that's nice enough for me, especially with the way Ram talks to me sometimes. So, you know, kind of that's the situation there. Hello, Ram. How's it going up there? How you feeling?
Bad. She's bad.
Oh, yeah, well, she's under the weather today. Must be Neil.
Did you sleep?
I'm sorry, dude. I have to throw shots at you, brother. Come on now, man. We love Neil. Guys, here's the look at Uber. In case you're wondering what's going on with Uber, Lyft really selling off aggressively yesterday on news that Waymo, Google's autonomous driving division, is expanding service to Miami. It was not met well with the market, and we had a big move down, and quite frankly, we haven't recovered. So we were dancing around 72.25 when we got that news yesterday. From top to bottom yesterday on Uber, we lost 11%, more than 11%. We did recover, so the closing print took us to around 978, but this one did go, and I believe it is still SSR. It is SSR, so this is short sale restricted. If you're a newer trader, you don't understand what SSR is. Short sale restricted means that you cannot get short, punch short on a stock as the price is going down. You have to wait for the price to go up, an uptick we call it, for you to get into your short. The reason for that is they like to stop the bleeding, so to speak, okay? To kind of give it some sort of function to prevent it from continuing to go down aggressively. Whether you agree with the SSR rule or not, it is in place, and Uber is under it today. Now, in terms of price action today on Uber, there's not much for me to say here. It's a little consolidative, 65.5. It looks like to the downside, and at best here, it looks like 66.5 to the top side. So about of a dollar range, but if I could make this observation, since the opening print at 935, it's been a symphony of lower highs and lower lows. It does look like it is a downward channel, and if I had to trade it with a weapon to my head, I'd be looking to get in at the top end of the range of that downward channel as a short, and then taking profits near the bottom end of the channel, again, as a short. So that's my look on Uber. I don't want to trade it today, though. I'm going to let it cook, and you let me know how you guys do on it. Who else is over here that we can speak to? Bavin.
We got a super.
We got a super. Yeah, my bad. Okay, let me move up there. Oh, super. $5 super chat from my man Grubs. Hi. I'm new to trading, and I was wondering where you would like... Okay, I just got to finish the super chat. Hi, I'm new to trading, and I was wondering where you would get in on CLS. Thank you, show is great. You're great. We're gonna go to Neil and Adara in 1 second, but I'm gonna have a look at CLS for you since I already started this whole situation. CLS, guys, Celestica. Okay, remember Neil? They used to be in Toronto, and you have to send your Xboxes to them. They would fix your Xbox and send it back. And anyway, Celestica looks good. Looks really good today. I don't know why this is up, but it's up 3.5%. Higher highs and higher lows. It comes back into that 94.5, which was the volume weighted average price. Holds very well, and then moves up another 75 pennies. It's off the high with that 96. My man, this looks good.
Dude, check the daily on it.
The daily on it, absolutely. I'll look at the daily.
Who are these people?
Wow, that's a good looking chart. That's a decent looking chart there, man. Yeah. We're up big since early September. We're up 133% since the beginning of September. It looks good, brother, but your question is, I was wondering where you would get in. Okay, so my ideal location would be around 94.50 for the volume weighted average price, but you already got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5-minute candle hold up at the volume weighted average price. I don't know if you see it again. If you don't see VWAP, I would try to work in off the 10 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart. It seems to be kind of putting in those higher highs and higher lows. I'm going to keep my eye on this one because it looks good. But for now, we're going to have to send it to the big desk with Adair.
We're going to take a look here at this midday happening now, if you will. What has the market been doing so far today? We've had some Fed speak. Fed's Bowman earlier in the day a little bit more bearish or hawkish, saying that the interest rates are still uncomfortably high, especially core interest rate being too far away from that 2% goal. So keep an eye on core interest numbers in the future. Then we have Fed's Goolsby saying that there is going to be interest rates. Actually, there's one outlier of a strong economy. So Fed's Goolsby saying that interest rates are actually a little bit lower during our economic strength, and saying that these rates will likely come down over the next year. But those are not our only Fed speakers. 12 p.m. we had Fed Hammocks, so I guess Fed's Hammocks comments are coming through right now. But 1 p.m. we'll get Fed's Daily. Of course, if I see anything on watch there, I will let you guys know. We also have U.S. consumer credit coming through at 3 p.m. Then we also have a lot of midday stories to keep an eye on. Qualcomm made quite the drop here. Basically, some reports that Apple is going to be rolling out modem related chips here over the next 3 years, specifically to target Qualcomm. So Qualcomm got a volume spike to the downside on that news. PLTR really strong here, up about 6% so far on the day, though there has been a little bit of a rejection here at that 76.20 level. Basically, PLTR up here on not one, but two new collaborations here, announcing an expansion of their Shield AI partnership, and also saying they have a new partnership here with Booz Allen. PLTR also with their CTO apparently reportedly shortlisted by Donald Trump for his administration as well, so keep an eye on that story. Then we have DKNG. This one dropped midday here, initially on reports from Bloomberg that the senators are basically going to the FTC to probe FanDuel and DraftKings practices. Then we have confirmation that this is happening via an X post. One senator posting here that DraftKings and FanDuel is violating antitrust laws, specifically talking about the effects of gambling on the society and praising Senator Peter Welch's efforts to lobby the FTC here. So keep an eye on DKNG, which recovering nicely, but that was a pretty big drop to the downside, guys. Now we're going to see what Neil has to tell you on his lesson of the day. Take it away, Neil.
Thank you very much, Adara. Not all breakouts are created equal. So I'm not going to give you an idea for, hey, which ones to take, which ones not to take, although that might be mixed in here. But it's more about a strategy for taking advantage of a trending stock when you don't have the bottom, you don't have the middle, but you don't want to take the breakout high that's setting up. And sometimes that's a bit of a trap. I'm going to start with an example here in SOUN, because I always like to start with the bad and then look with the good for a worst case scenario. SoundHound has everything that you want in a breakout trade. You've got big trend yesterday. You have it pulling back in. This is 15 bucks. You have it pulling back in, holding prior support, holding the prior close as support in the pre-market, doing it again at the open. Stop underneath 14.5, but you've got this 15 level looming. You're trending into a breakout at the 15. It even consolidates off 15. Now, obviously, in this case, I can show you that it's failed the 15 level. But oftentimes, when you don't have a double or triple top where there's already been some shorters that have won and have confidence, kind of like that Tesla triple top, which is such a clean breakout, when you don't have that, it can be a little bit tricky to chase a move 15% into a break as a trader. So one of your options is to look for setups into that level. That way you're in a position as it makes the breakout, and you're not worried about getting in here. All you need to be concerned with is continuation after the fact. So in this particular case, there was a clean technical setup. Why? Because 15 psychological level top, then 14, just underneath 14.5 was your opening range resistance. So once it's consolidating in this zone here, and I waited for it to hold, you can enter along. Ideally, you get maybe tighter to 60, mid-60s to 70s. I got 75. You get along into it. That way, if you see resistance at 15, you can scalp out. But more importantly, it then becomes a quick over-under at 15 if it breaks. If it breaks 15 and just starts flying, you hold on to the bulk of your position. The other option, which is, of course, what I end up doing, is if it breaks 15, slap a trail on for 80, 90%. And that way, if it goes, you're holding. If it fails at the 15 level, you'll snag a scalp win. And then if it ends up holding your support level, you can add back in and keep playing the bounce. If it ends up breaking down, you don't end up with a losing trade. You get the upside of it breaking 15 and continuing without the downside of losing 3%, or like a 15 to down to 14.50, which on a stock like that, that's a few points. That's one way that you can play. Now, is it going to work every single time? No. Why? Because it could have just gone up without giving you this consolidation. So it's possible it runs in and it doesn't present you with this opportunity, and you get to decide how you want to play at 15 with no other alternatives. But when it does give you that setup, you can avoid that trap, get yourself a better price, it's on trend, it's holding trend, and then that way, if it doesn't work, you can end up with a smaller loss or a flat trade in this case, with still the idea that you can get a home run if it holds that breakout price. The other one that I wanted to discuss here is Palantir, which, again, the other day on Palantir, it wasn't yesterday, it was a few days ago, that 70 level. So I'm probably going to have to zoom over to a 15-minute chart to show you how nonsensically bad the breakout at 70 was on Palantir, at least initially. So Palantir showed you that after you missed the opening move, 70 was a complete and utter gong show of a breakout trade. It was just terrible. Eventually it broke out, but it would have rinsed you so many times. It's like if you managed to get a breakout to 70 that worked, what, did you hold it against you $1.50? Right? So it wasn't very good. Then you look later on, you look at yesterday, actually a clean break through a double top at 72. Although that's a failed break at 10 o'clock. So later on in the day, it gives you a clean break. Early, it actually failed an even dollar again. So Palantir, a bit of a trap stock in my mind if you're chasing a move and taking a flat out breakout. And with that in mind, the other way to simply play that is not worry about a consolidation. Once it establishes trend, so there's once, you're now bouncing higher, you can take a 75 if you want, but you're looking for this. Now, granted, you guys all saw live if you watched the show, I didn't miss the dip off VWAP, but once it shows the consolidation off a higher low, I'm now out of the mode of taking any breakout trades. I don't want an even dollar. I don't want a high of the day break. I don't want a 76. You're just looking for the dip buys. The daily chart on Palantir, and we're not going to have anything since this one went to the New York, or from the New York to the NASDAQ. Daily chart on Palantir has been a steady climb, and if you pull it up, you're going to be impressed. But sometimes all you got to do is find a reason to get into a dip buy. VWAP holds, try VWAP. It was as simple as that. There's a level, it lines up with VWAP. I tried getting long there, didn't get it. You put it on higher low here, 75 and a quarter. I'm like, if it fails 76, I'm not playing a 76 break. I'm buying the dip. This is what we left you guys in the morning with. Fail 76, buy the dip to prior support. And now the same thing again. It's above the 76 level. If it goes 76 half and fails it, I'll probably look to buy the dip 75, 80 to 76. Sometimes you've just got to be able to adjust your strategy in a case where the trend up breakouts aren't working for you. Not every trade is going to be Tesla through an all-time high breakout or DocuSign through 100 today. There are stocks which do not want to cooperate when a breakout sets up, and there are trends that you might catch that you're just not going to get the dip buy that you're accustomed to. So yes, it would be nice if you could just have it get to this double top at 76, break it, and go $1. But if that's not going to work, sometimes just play the first support level. I mean, the way I see it is if you're going to take 76 and risk 10, 15 pennies on it, why not have it in here at the quarter and risk half that? It's on trend, you get yourself a better price, and better yet, you can get the hold through the 76 if you like it. So don't always, and if breakouts are your thing, I understand you want to continue to do what works for you. But there's always more than one way to skin a cat or to play an area breakout. And I think if anybody trades breakouts exclusively, where that's your primary strategy, the easiest thing to work yourself into is like the little tight consolidation in front of the breakout trade. Because what you can do that I didn't add is you could actually add to this, presuming maybe you have a little bit better of a price. You could add to this on a 15 break if you've got it around like the 50s and 60s. End up with a 1480 price as it's breaking out, and then suddenly it could fail the breakout. You could have your stop somewhere under here for only about 20, 30 cents of a hit, and that way it could fail the break and still work for you because you've got yourself a good price going into that breakout trade. Just another kind of a, arrow to put into your quiver if you're a breakout trader, and another way to be able to join the trend, because ultimately that's what we're trying to do here, is join the trend and try to keep the trade simple. And when it's wrong, limit those losses in an effective way, but still find yourself in a position to be able to hold when a stock is trending up. So there's your lesson of the day. Not all breakouts are created equal. You've got to be able to adjust so that you can stay profitable on that trend and not get washed out.
There it is, Neil's lesson of the day. Thank you very much for that, Neil. Informative, eloquent. They're just all around awesome as always, Joseph. Oh, we got a bit of a bump on some of these Mag 7 names. So before we throw it back to Joseph, let's have a look at what our friend, the monster NVIDIA, is doing, Joseph. Off that 41 1/3 RAM, and now we're moving into that 143. So we're above the 10. We're essentially at the 20 exponential moving average on the 5 right now. And it's been a full 5 green candle look, which was precipitated by a doji candle, a candle of indecision typically found at peaks and troughs. And, that's why we call the doji candle, a reversal candle or a candle of indecision where about an equilibrium between buyers and sellers. And then what we look for subsequent to the formation of the doji is what the next candle closes at, above or below that doji candle. And, you don't need to be a chartered market technician to see that this candle here that printed at 11.55 closed decidedly above the high of that doji candle. And we're really pumping here. We're above the 20. We're going into 143. I personally don't find any really area of resistance until the volume weighted average price, and that's currently on my chart at 143.60. If we take VWAP, then I'll be looking for the pre-market consolidation area low. It does look like that was around 144.50. There are areas below that, like that 825 print and 830 print, but I'll submit to you that those are responses to the NFP and, likely influenced by that non-farm payrolls, which did drop at 8:30 today, and looks like that was a reaction there. But for the majority of the pre-market, Joseph, we were dancing with that 144.50 as that level of support. NVIDIA is going on to 143 here. It is catching a bid. It is supported by volume. These are not the biggest volume candles on the day. Cursory view will be able to tell you that. But, let's see. Let's see what it does with the whole dollar. Maybe it rejects the whole dollar. If it doesn't, I'm looking at 143 and 2/3, possibly as a resistance. VWAP, that is, Joseph. Also, Meta's a dang rocket. I mean, another day of all-time highs.
Yeah,
Am I right about that? Is it all-time highs? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Another day of all-time highs for the Zuck train. I mean, this one sold off a skosh after the election, possible, perceptions of the market that Donald Trump may not be jiving with Zucky, but it looks like, the market's digested that and thought better of it. So we're moving up and we're printing all-time highs. That doesn't happen by accident. So good look right now for MetaMan.
Yeah, totally. I seen someone in the chat say, Neil, I sold some December 20th 70 strike price puts on PLTR. So as of right now, those are looking pretty good. Congratulations to you. You are collecting a lot of premium on those ones, guys. But hey, the poll is up. And there is a heavy bias, guys. So get those votes in the poll. I know what I voted for. Sharif, did you vote?
I did.
All right. So
I voted up. I voted up.
You voted up?
Yeah.
You know what? And
all
I'm
right,
going to
so
get.
do we got to punch in now, Joseph? How does this work?
No. So we're going to wait till the poll's done.
Okay.
Wait till the poll's done.
Now
when the poll is done, even though it's a borderline landslide right now, but once the poll is done, then that is when we will get into the position, guys. All right. So that is what we're going to take it from once that poll is complete. 1 hour is our time limit. So get those votes in. Make sure you guys are voting and get your opinion, because it matters.
I want to cover CrowdStrike for Saad Mahmoud. He's been asking me about this. Sorry, Saad. I got a little digressed today. Crowd looks fantastic. Okay, it looks really good. It looks red to green on the day. Did it? Yeah, it did go red to green. We closed out at 364 mid-80s yesterday. We just touched 370.37. Saad was basically telling me, keep an eye out on that 370 break and take. So we are above it right now, Saad. We weaseled up to $0.33. We're printing 14s right now. It's been awfully respectful of either. Take your pick, the 10 or the 20. So the wicks earlier on during the more liquid time of the day, I'm talking about 1050, 1055, 11, we wicked off the 20 and then weaseled our way right back above the 10 exponential moving average on the 5 and have been very respectful of that. No breaches of that on a closing basis. We're still moving up. CrowdStrike looks fantastic. I would get it on the pullback though. Let's see what it does with the $10 level. Adara has news on CrowdStrike.
Dang.
That's right, but I have something here. Arista Networks on watch here. This is up about 3%. This one actually underwent a 4-to-1 stock split on Tuesday. So no news on this, but it is actually just knocking on the door of that 110 level, near day's highs. Again, this was recently split, so it looks like there is some increased attention on Arista. For some background, we have a $34.6 billion market cap, 1.16% short float, and now a lot more friendly for trading at its new price of $110, guys.
I know a lot of people in the chat are telling me that Hood is strong today, so let's take a look at Robinhood. Yeah, I mean it's not overly weak, but It had a pretty rough day yesterday, chopping around this area. So yeah, so let's see if it does break out here, Shreve. That's exactly what I was looking at. And then we have that flat top, that key resistance level there. So if volume does decide that it wants to step in and we break out, then that's a good breakout trade. But as of right now, it's chopping around in this specific range, you guys. So that's kind of picture perfect pattern that you'd want to construct a condor on here, guys. But if this was a daily, that is. But yeah, we're continuing to look at that, guys. Bitcoin is continuing to move a little bit to the north side. So we're going to hold on to this IBIT. Shreve touched on NVDA not too long ago, and he had that doji print, and I watched it, and I seen it. I was a little too late, because I would want to play the break of the high of that, and I'm like, I don't want to chase it because now my RVR is skewed to it. So I didn't chase it, but again, it's looking like it's pulling back to VWAP. While all the other mags are starting to pull back in, NVDA decided that it wants to pull back towards VWAP, so kind of moving counter to the rest of the market. So that is why we are in some IBIT. I know a lot of people in the chat are saying 100K. I'm all about that 100K. I had a feeling that we were going to stuff around 104K yesterday. I had a hunch. I said that before, so yeah, and sure enough. And I don't know, is this print genuine? Did it actually go all the way down to 91K?
Yeah, so
Did
that
it
was
overnight?
it was a liquidity grab. It wasn't
yeah?
hanging out for that long. Neil was he went to his I think physical therapist, and he was talking about the 100 breach, and the guy's like, bro, we're almost about to breach 90, and it was live while Neil was at his physical therapist for that. But as you can see, Joseph, it didn't last
it's
very long.
it's strongly recovered there. So yeah, let's see if we can sit and stay on top of this range and then continue to the northeast there. What are you cooking up?
I'm looking up what QAR currency is. Is it Qatar currency? QAR currency? What is that, Ram? You know all this stuff. Qatari Real. Come on, Ram, help me out, man. All right. Thank you, Ram. All right, thank you very much. I can't pronounce your name. I'm not going to try. I don't want to butcher it. But thank you for the 17.99 Qatari Reals. I happen to agree with what you say. I've got DXYZ on my chart. It is breaking out into the high of day. I happen to love this stock. And the only reason I like this stock is because it's got SpaceX, right? You know how much I want to weasel my way into some SpaceX, right? I've been talking about it for a hot minute. I still haven't done it. I will do it. It really depends on what I use. Here's a super chat reads as follows. DXYZ that owns 38% SpaceX. I think it's its holdings are composed of 38% SpaceX. It doesn't own 38% SpaceX. I don't think that's what you meant, right? Shares is up from $40 to now $60 since a week. Keep a lookout for 2025 for this. 2 million free float shares, extremely low cap. Dude, I didn't verify everything you just said other than the price action, but I'm making my point very clear that I like this play. I don't know if it's extended. I don't understand fundamentals to the extent that, some other fundamental analysts would be able to understand it, but I like the play. I know trends, and this is awfully good. Adara has something for us at the big desk, though.
Yeah, we're going to take a look here at this JWM. Nordstrom just got a nice little volume spike here, pulling back a little bit. But basically, the catalyst for this was we had WWD reporting that prospects for the Nordstrom family taking their business private, which they have discussed in the past, apparently looking good. So that's WWD reporting that story. Volume spike for Nordstrom, though it is rejecting a little bit this previous area of resistance at that 2366 level. Let's see what happens here for JWN, guys.
All right, I just want to mention one quick thing as well, Joseph, the fantastic company that we all love dearly and it seems to do no wrong ever. Boeing, another fantastic day today for Boeing. I say that obviously, facetiously. Let me just remove something over here. We're going to take off DKNG and put Boeing. Okay, so here it is. Judge throws out Boeing plea deal over fatal 737 MAX crashes. I don't think that headline is from today. I think it was from yesterday. In any event, tough day for Boeing. It's been tough years for Boeing. But yeah, I mean, today it's obviously bleeding about 1.5 to the downside, finding though support at 154. Looks like the low of the day there, 153.85. Personally, what I'd be looking to do, take it short off the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. Have a look at the price action today. So since we gave up the ghost on yesterday's closing print, which was right here, 156 2/3. That's where we closed out yesterday, and we respected that level as a level of support almost all morning. 1020 bounce, 1025 bounce, all the way to 1040. We clear it. We get above VWAP. Then the bleeding comes in. And it's been unabated to the downside since that bleeding came in at around 11:15. We tried, look, this 2-candle holdup tried to weasel back above the closing print, and we've been bleeding ever since then. So here's what I'm going to say. It looks like it's very respectful right now of the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. 155 might be an interesting short. You could also, if you're less inclined to want to take more risk by getting in at the 10, the 20 exponential at around 155 and 2/3 right now, but I would be more inclined to put my entry at 155 mid-40s to front run any possible resistance we could get at the $0.50 psychological area of support and resistance. So Boeing looking good to the short side. Whether it stays that way, we'll see. My initial entry, I'd be looking at 155 again, to shadow the 10 exponential. I could be persuaded to do 2 entries on this, for example, like a quarter or half the size at 155, then looking at that 155.50 for the ultimate rejection at the 20 exponential. So that's all I'm seeing right now with respect to headlines on Boeing, that the judge dismissed their plea deal, which is interesting, guys, because you have to understand how plea deals work. You get a deal between the defense and the Crown, or whatever, the accused, in this case it's a company, and the Crown, and the judge says, nah, that's not good enough. I don't care what the Crown's, or I call them the Crown, because I'm in Canada. The prosecutor, I'm sorry, guys. The prosecutor or the DA or whatever, the Department of Justice, whoever is prosecuting this case, they strike a deal with the defense, and then the defense and the prosecutor present it to the judge, and then the judge deliberates on that, can either accept the plea deal or reject it. It's usually accepted. Usually you don't reject the deal accepted by the Department of Justice, because the assumption is the Department of Justice is acting in the best interest of the public. Sometimes the judge doesn't see it like that, and that's when you get the rejection of the plea deal. That is obviously a bit of a curveball to the risk managers within the company who are formulating their business plans and their risk assessments and whatever. So yeah, not a good look right here. A judge has thrown out Boeing's plea deal over 2 fatal crashes of its 737 MAX. The incidents killed 346 people, sadly, in 2018 and 2019, and were traced to a design flaw. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Boeing close to that 155, 10 exponential, Joseph.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. People in the chat are shouting out AVGO. Broadcom is actually ripping, yeah. So it broke out these prior highs, guys, moving really nicely. Lower volume on the pullback, as you can see. Nice, strong candle on this breakout candle. The volume pull on the pullback, beautiful VPA stuff here, and then that continuation, and then you see that volume step in to the top side. So yeah, really good looks there, guys, on AVGO. It's working out really nice, and we mentioned that it does report later next week too, guys. So keep that in mind. Yeah, and I think with that report, if it's positive, it's definitely going to break those all-time highs, I believe. So yeah, continue to look out on those strong stocks because we like those. I know I'm a little late to the dance here on NVDA here, Sharif, but we'll see if we can get that pullback back to VWAP. If not, I have a definitive out here around 142.36-ish. So if it breaks that, then I'm going to get out of there because I know I can get a better price after that fact. So yeah, we'll keep that in mind, guys. Continue to let me know what you are looking at in the chat. 553 votes so far, Sharif, and it's an absolute landslide on the long side. So 72% to 28% on that front, guys. So I don't know where Spile is. We haven't seen him today because we would know he would vote. So, but unfortunately, his vote only carries so much, my friend. But there's one thing I wanted to talk to you about, and we posted it yesterday, was that Huck Tua meme coin, man. So, oh my God.
All right, so here's the deal. So you guys probably already know about this, but the video is going viral on X right now. It was a live that Huck Tua girl did with some of her handlers. Essentially, what they were being confronted about was one of the individuals who had done an audit, I guess, on the Solana blockchain. I'm not exactly sure how that all works, was basically able to see that the rug pull or the sell came from the originating account, because I guess all of that is, visible on the blockchain, and he confronted her team with that. And the team, we know, they got kind of angry and they were defensive about the whole thing. Then they were confronted again by a different individual during that same live. And then the Huck Tua girl's like, I gotta go to sleep. So, she was out.
I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed. That is crazy. But the market cap went up to 550 million.
Joseph, this is something that's happening consistently now. I was telling Neil, I was telling Adara when we were in the morning getting everything ready. This is happening all the time. So there was this kid on YouTube. I think he was broadcasting on YouTube. He also made a meme coin. And then he rug pulled it live, Joseph, on YouTube, started freaking out, pumped that he scammed everybody, he's like, I got all this money. Like, he doesn't understand the repercussions. He's a kid, right? Like, this is a grown woman, right? So, I mean, it's happening, though. And I told you about a gym acquaintance of mine. He's doing the same thing. I'm not going to mention the coin because I don't want to pump it. But he's doing the same thing, and this is becoming a thing now, man. We got to get it under control.
It has been for a while.
Yeah.
And some of those meme coins, their names are absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they're stupid.
I understand if you are going to speculate on these things, understand the repercussions. Like, if you happen to be maybe the 1% of the individuals who gets lucky and gets out at the right time, then good to you. But the chances are you will not be. So,
Johnny, I'm not calling all altcoins a scam.
No.
That's not what I'm saying, brother. You're misunderstanding my point. But if you're gonna, pump your coin, get everybody on it, create this myth about the project and the efficacy of the project, then rug pull everybody, that's a scam, brother. I'm not saying the whole thing is a scam. You misunderstood me there. I didn't mean it that way. Guys, there's a whole bunch of... Go ahead, Joseph.
No, yeah, I was going to say, Wayne in the back had a really good point. He would talk to me. He's like, find cults. Like, these are cults, right? So these meme coins get culty and stuff. So he has the ability to get in on those cults if you are looking to do that. But again, just be aware of what can happen. And don't put all your eggs in one basket. You are gambling, really. So just be prepared. Just have your gambling funds. If you want to do that and have some fun, by all means, do it. But just be prepared for what can happen on the other side.
Oh, my bad, Johnny. I misunderstood you there, brother. My bad.
All right, John.
Looks like... well, look,
yeah.
Ram's in the chat, as she usually is.
What'd you say?
It looks like, she's going to start her own altcoin, and maybe she does a rug pull live. Ram, you going to do that? You're going to do a rug pull live like that 13-year-old kid and then flip everybody off camera? Because that's literally what he did. You just need only YouTube it.
Did you see the name of the meme coin? Wet Beak. I like it.
I think that's fantastic, but I'm gonna have to take some royalties from that, Ram. You can't just use Wet Beak like that and then think that you're not gonna have to pay a royalty here and there. Come on, Ram. Let's go, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Logan Paul got in trouble for doing that stuff too. Like, just avoid that stuff, man.
It's not my jam, bro. I mean, I'd rather make less money but have it sustainable rather than have to look over my shoulder. Fat Figa says he's got a great idea for a coin. Fat Figure, I'm all ears, brother. Tag me. I'd love to be able to, unless you don't want to, reveal the idea and there's proprietary value in the idea. Of course, don't want to ruin that for you guys. I see DXYZ's really flying here. Adair does have something for us, though.
Beautiful.
We're going to take a look here at some of these small caps. IWM with lower highs, still rejecting at 240. Then we reject 239.60s. Then we get a rejection just above 239s. As of right now, we're around 238.50s. The next potential level of support here could be that 238.35. So let's see what we do there. I'm going to pull up some of these small caps that are running, and we'll take a look at them. VYTX here, or VTYX, sorry. This is Ventyx Biosciences, near day's highs of about 35%, with a 15.88% short float here on a float of just under 50 million shares. We also have OUST trying to get going here. This one has a almost 11% short float here, and up 17% of the day at a total float of about 47,000 shares. There's also UAMY. This is United States Antimony Corporation, so they have a short float of about 2.6% and a float of 83 million shares. Wasn't able to find any catalyst on these, but keep an eye on these and any other names today with this small cap space. Sharif has also got some small caps working there. Shout out to Rumble and ADCT. Make sure you vote in the chat for that collective SPY trade on the sim, guys.
So SpaceX raised that $255 billion last raise. He was just raising money. So SpaceX, yeah. Guys, DXYZ, Neil and I talking off camera about DXYZ and SpaceX. And the here it is, guys. DXYZ's at the day's high. It's up big on the day. Again, When is it not up big? Neil says 17 2/3. It's coming in at $61. It's breaking out on volume right now, Joseph. It's not a bad amount of volume on the day. How much do we have?
I'm in at 65 here. And it's usually a little out of my playbook, but I'm in at 65.
Are you?
Yeah.
Look at this guy. Okay. Get it, Joseph. That's what I want to see, baby.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, you're already 30 pages in the money, my man. This is really aggressive right now. Great move up there. I mean, just an hour ago, we were at $58. Now we're at 61 or almost there, 60.88. Great look here for DXYZ. I'm just looking to see if there's any new information. Not like there needs to be. Elon Musk's SpaceX completes first Starlink satellite constellation for cell phones. Joseph, this could be disruptive to telecom in general. Like,
Dude,
you could have these 5G providers, Verizon, AT&T on this side of the border, Rogers, Telus, Bell, be worth literally, I don't know, man. Their cable game got destroyed, right? The cell phone game could get destroyed the same way with this.
Well, I mean, like, if we can catch any sort of half-decent premium from Starlink, opposed to, we pay the most. Like, Canadians pay a lot for their cell phone bill.
Oh, yeah.
Among other countries. Like, in the States, if we told you guys what we pay, I know some of you guys have unlimited data for like $20. You can't get a cell phone bill for under probably $60 to $100 here. Right? And that's an older phone. If you have a new phone, you're looking at a couple $100s a month on your cell phone bill. Well, and I think Starlink really good is because of how remote, at the remote areas that it can reach, right?
It's insane,
right?
bro.
So that's something really key. So you don't need to have underground networking everywhere. So when in more remote areas where you have to run fiber optic cables and run copper cables, you don't need that with Starlink, I'm pretty sure. So that's really, really important there, guys. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Canadians would say, hey, if anything is cheaper, I'm gonna look to get involved in that for sure. If Starlink provides, and I know when we were doing the thing from home, when we were doing the show from home, Sharif, people in the chat said, you guys need Starlink because we were a little laggy, but hey, we got Bell, we got Rogers, essentially, and those are the two primary providers of internet in Canada.
Like, I got no complaints about my internet right now. I really don't, guys. DXYZ, 61.5. Joseph, you're almost $1 in the money on that, my man. Shout out to you. That's a big, big move right there.
Dollar Club, baby.
Well, we're going to hit it anyway. Where's it at? Where's that dollar club, man? I'm losing it.
You're losing it, man.
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know where the dollar club. There it is. There we go.
We're not there quite
we're close.
We're still at the door. We're at the lineup right now. We're getting in VIP access.
So here's the headline from yesterday, Joseph. This came in on the 5th. SpaceX has completed its first Starlink satellite constellation aimed at direct to cell phone connectivity, making the service fully operational. Making the announcement, Musk revealed that the current bandwidth per beam is approximately 10 megabits, with future constellations expected to enhance this capability. The completion of this constellation was made possible by launching 20 Starlink satellites via the Falcon 9 rocket. We know he wants to use Starship in order to pump these, like, what are they called? Starlink satellites en masse. That's what he wants to do, and he's got an animation on YouTube, if you want to Google it, about how he wants to be able to deploy them. This is fantastic. DXYZ's why we're talking about this whole thing, because we're looking at the price action break into highs, 61.49 HOD on DXYZ right now. Fantastic. Look, Molfar says Starlink internet sucks. I know, brother, maybe it's not the best right now as compared to AT&T. Oh, the comment before that. Okay, I didn't see that before.
By DJ,
DJ. Joe, I have Starlink. It's strapped to the chimney. Went through 2 hurricanes, live in Florida, and never lost internet, assuming the generator was on. Starlink is amazing. Molfar comes after that. Starlink internet sucks. I'm assuming it is probably area dependent. Ram is saying in my ear it's area based, which makes sense. But here's the thing, guys. It's only going to get better. It's not going to get worse, right? He's only putting more satellites with more coverage, with more bandwidth. I know I'm pumping Elon stuff here, but Elon is an OG. I mean, what can I say? Everything he does, he seems to execute well on. So
I like his tunnel thesis on building tunnels, levels of tunnels. Because he said, is like, yeah, we have like a 2-dimensional transportation system. That's why we get gridlock and traffic. But if we have the ability to make the day-to-day transportation systems 3-dimensional by building tunnels, it would relieve so much pressure. So,
ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
All right, we're going to wet our beak on some more profits here on rum because, you know, it's been really taking its sweet time, so we take out some there at 58. Good look right now for Rumble, as it did hold VWAP, so I'm happy I stayed into this. It's looking like it's putting in higher lows with that high initially that we rejected at around 11.15. That high there, I believe, is around 60 pennies or a little bit south of that. So actually, I think we took it. No, we're right at there. So 58 pennies. I got another beak wetter here that I'm going to have to move up a little bit, Joseph. It doesn't make sense to have it around here. I'm going to put it at 65, come what may. Let's see what people are saying here. BTC through 99.5K resistance, says Rob EV. Shout out to you, my man. Paul Williams, Sharif, how are you guys paying huge mobile bills? In the UK, my daughter just got Pixel 9 Pro over 24 months with 500 gigabytes a month data, unlimited calls and message, plus a free Google Watch for Watch 3 for £39 per month. You want to know why, bro? Because we have the best government. There's no doubt about it. I don't want to hear anybody argue about the amazing government that we have in this country. The CRTC is fantastic. They don't keep prices high. They don't prevent other competition from coming over from the other side of the border, like Verizon, AT&T. They can't operate here. There's a reason why they can't operate here, because they're prevented by ownership laws. So anyway, that's my little sarcastic rant for the day.
Sorry, Sharif, just to touch on, Ram sent me this here. So I was just talking about the tunnels. Sure enough, we got this from Ram here. Everyone laughed when Elon said he dug tunnels to fix LA traffic. Now his underground Vegas loop is making $75 million a year.
I saw that yesterday,
right?
on X.
So this business is actually wild. So I couldn't agree. I don't know how safe I would personally feel in these tunnels, but he says they're safe and they're like essentially earthquake proof. But again, a little claustrophobic on that front. Hey, I couldn't. Would you rather fly or go in a tunnel? Because you know how they're coming out
that's
with,
good. Well, speed-wise, I'm assuming fly is going to be a lot better. But what I was
from like day to day. So like you say if they had the flying cars and stuff.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Where do I sign up for the eVTOL, Joseph? I already told you this. Shout out to the Spiled one. $5 super chat for Big Spile Burdette. First of all, Big Spile, I hope you voted for the poll, because we're talking about whether the SPY closes up or down. I'd love for you to vote and tell us how you voted, like we don't know already. He goes on to say, Sharif, you fanboy Elon anymore, and you may be his next. All right, bro. All right, bro. Whatever, man. Hey, man, I'll work for Elon any day of the dang year. You heard it here first. Elon wants me to go get him Starbucks. I'll get him Starbucks. If Elon wants me, I don't know, he wants me to set up his computers, I'll do whatever Elon wants me to do, man. I just want to be around Elon. What, Ram?
I have his baby.
No, I would not. It's not physically possible. That's why I'm making Neil laugh and he's coughing again, which is my goal on the day, I guess. I don't know.
With his wife Grimes.
Yeah, bro, that is a whole thing there. Eddie R, do you get paid by Elon Musk? I don't, but I wouldn't mind. Shout out to Eddie, man. I know you guys are trolling me right now. I'm all good with that. I voted down, says Big Spile. Shout out to everybody, man. We're having a good time. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day on a Friday. Bitcoin is at 100,000 again. Stacy Aldridge, I literally work for Elon. Stacy, say more. I want to hear more. There must be more details. Give me more details, Stacy. I need to know. I hope you're not trolling me right now. Dara's chiming in the chat. I love this. I feel like surrogacy is still technically working for Elon. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is, Dara Joker.
Dude,
all right.
Check this IBIT. Yeah, look at this IBIT breakout. I got out, guys, here. We missed out on this one. Did you see this thing? Look at this IBIT here, man.
It's beautiful, Joseph. Who's going to complain about it? The only thing you complain about is not getting more in at better prices.
I did buy a couple more.
You did, eh?
Yeah, if only. Yo, dude, if I showed you the where it was after hours too, though. It was at like 7 or 8. When I seen that, I was low, bro. If you seen where I grabbed a couple more, I was like,
it's infuriating.
That's
what it is, bro. It's infuriating.
Dude, but I was I like it down here, bye. And that was it.
Look at it. I'm getting trolled here. Yoel Rada. Oh, yeah. I also work for Elon, Sharif. I never told you. What a guy, man. And then you got Trader Forever. Elon has 12 kids. He doesn't need another one, brother. All right. I got you. All right. I got the joke, guys. I got the joke. Let up. Let's have a look at, let's get back to these markets, baby. Let's get back to some work over here. Let's have a look at what the market is doing right now. So let's, it looks like we're in a bit of a holding pattern here, Joseph, on the NQ December contract. Definitely holding near highs, well above VWAP, well above the lows. The closing print yesterday, south of 500, about 475, 21,475. We got to 21,645, likely on the back of positive news coming from the non-farm payroll print that we got at 8:30 today, and that is the spike right there that you're seeing in the middle of the chart right at 7:30, which is obviously Central Time, 8:30 Eastern Time. But it's been a very strong day. But we do, big spot, I don't know how you see this, but we're putting in some resistance here. It looks like there's a bit of a flat top on the NQ at around 21,640 or thereabouts. Can't really break above that. Still kind of in this consolidative range. With respect to strong Mag 7 names on the day, it really has been a Google and Meta kind of day. With Amazon also, we need to put some respect on that one's name, making another all-time high. So Amazon, Meta, both making all-time highs today anew. Tesla was up on the day. It's below VWAP right now. It seemed to have a bit of a move up there in the pre. We were watching this move up at around 7. It got into about almost $379. We know the all-time high on Tesla is $400. So realistically speaking, before the year turns to 25, we could see an all-time high on Tesla. I'm not predicting it, but it's a realistic move. Given how how Tesla moves intraday or how it moves over the period of a week, we can certainly see a 400 break and take before New Year's. So we'll see exactly what happens there. Joseph, let's just have a look quickly at the small cap gappers that we're involved in. Guys, I wet my beak on some profits on Rumble, but QBTS, guys, it looks like it broke and took 5. This one is continuing to go. This is a quantum computing name. It had a fantastic day yesterday. It's continuing with that fantastic look today, up 35%. Breaking above that $5 level, Joseph. We're going to keep tabs on this one for a possible entry.
Yeah, we're just feeling a little bit of FOMO over here, my guy, on this one. So what a breakout that was. Beautiful, the volume stepping in, picture perfect. Unfortunately, I don't know, we just wasn't paying attention to it. I was in that DXYZ and not paying attention to what could potentially break out. But now Bitcoin sitting at about $100,500. All right, guys, pulling back pretty heavy now here. So let's see if this can be sustained. Is this just a liquidity grab to go lower? I don't know, but I really do like where we are sitting on this from a, yeah, I know, Jay Lee, I know I should have, man. I don't know why I didn't. Look, Jay Lee, before I bring up the actual underlying chart there, look at that, Jay Lee. I got out prematurely, my guy. I know. I should have held that a cent or two too early. But here we are talking about this to Sharif earlier. Is just if we can hold this 99 level and sit on top. I had a feeling around 104 we were going to reject, but if we can recover this is a massive liquidity grab pointed out by Sharif as well too, because I didn't see this in real time, so that's crazy.
Yeah.
But if we can continue, this might be able to break out. If we break out 110 is going to be my potential target in the near future on Bitcoin, guys. MSTR obviously following Bitcoin as well too. I know a lot of people say MSTR, and someone who said in the chat short. Someone was short MSTR. Hopefully you waited a little bit before you got into that, so that you're not getting squeezed out. But as of right now, if you did pick the top, you are looking pretty there. So keep that in mind. You don't want to be shorting those strong stocks necessarily unless the right signals come up. I was saying about 99.5 critical break area for BTC. Once it went, Rob EV, yes, I agree, especially if this volume continues and this momentum continues to the top side. Guys, continue to let us know what's going on in the chat. We're sitting at 848 votes on this one. Let's get to 1,000 votes, even though it is a landslide. And if we don't get that 1,000 votes, then I don't know what I can tell you guys. We're gonna have to hold off maybe, but get that to 1,000 votes. If you haven't voted yet, let's see what we can do, because then I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet, Sharif's going to tell me the numbers. We're going to punch in the numbers so that you guys can see what we're doing, and I think we're going to track that for a little while and have a good time.
That's going to be good. It's actually going to be a good experiment too.
Yeah, absolutely, just to see where we sit.
Right?
Can we be right? And especially with landslides like this, we may as well almost close the poll at this point. 72% long with 29% short. There we go. The votes are starting to come in there, guys. Right on. Get your opinion in there and see what's going on. So we're going to have some fun with that one.
Oh, yeah. We got to pay bills, too, Joseph. So we're going to do that right now. Trade the pool, guys. It's the last day of Trade the Pool stock trading competition. After 5 intense days of trading, now it all comes down to these final hours. Let's take one last look at the leaderboard. What do we got in the link? Oh, absolutely, Ram. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, here it is. Dang. Let's throw it up there. Dang. Okay, in first place, we have Day Trade with Tony from the Philippines with 96,213 days or $213 with their best trade on ZJK. I always love when they're small cap gapper. The best single trade, $28,373. Second place here, we got Omar from Egypt, up $76,800, and their best trading symbol, CTOR, and it looks like, their best trade was big, $82,800. In third place, we got Faungazan Dang from Australia. I'm sorry, I butchered that. Up $75,670, Ram. And their best trade was RKDA with that's their best trading symbol, with their best trade being about $46,000. So you can win these people can win an evaluation account of up to $20,000 in buying power. Will they hold their positions, or will someone make a bold move and shake up the rankings? Every trade counts, and the race for the top prizes has never been closer. I always find these things very, very exciting. Yeah. And the first one I ever did was in high school. Oh, yeah? Yeah, in grade 10, or as the Americans say, 10th grade, right? And we had $100,000.
Or the English say year 10.
Oh, well, yeah, they do. You know their high school ends in like grade 11?
Oh, yeah.
Which is, and then they have 2 years of like pre-university. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that thing. But in any event, so we had $100,000 in fake money. This was, I'm going to date myself, 1999, and I bought $100,000 of Microsoft. Damn. And I won. It's like, because Microsoft was a dang rocket at the time, dude. It was
1999.
Yeah, bro. It was 1990. No, it was actually before that. No. It was before that, dude. Yeah, right. It was like 97 or something like that. In any event, shout out to Trade the Pool. Fantastic competition there. I love to see it, man. Yeah. All right, Jay, you wanted me to look at RBRK, and you're going to get it right now. So let's look at that for Jay. Adara did bring us this ticker earlier. It was literally at the day's high when she was talking about it. 72.66 HOD. The blood, though, has not stopped bleeding from this one right now. It broke VWAP, and it's at that $67 area. Jay, this is an important area for me right here because it's kind of like the consolidation area top in the pre-market at around 67 bucks. But if 67 gives way, Jay, I'm looking at that 65. Why? Look at that top area from yesterday's trading. This was obviously an earnings winner as it rocketed up at 4 o'clock. You just look at the volume, look at the price action and the time. You can tell it's a earnings release. It topped up there, Jay, at 65 bucks, and it didn't break that level until the next day at 4 a.m. So 67-ish initial area for me. If that doesn't hold, I'm looking at 65. RBRK, great look on the day and earnings winner, guys.
Oh no, I'm in Tesla. I wanted to get into TSLA, the leveraged here. So I'm gonna punch out real quick on this one here, guys, because I don't necessarily want to be in this one right now. So I'm going to get out of that real quick. But yeah, 909 votes, guys. We only have 8 minutes, all right? 8 minutes left, and then we're going to see what the results are. And then we're going to punch those numbers. We're going to pull up the spreadsheet that we got here for you guys, and we're going to see how we do. So 8 minutes left. Let's get that up. Get that to another 90 votes. That's it. That's not much. We're not asking for much. Just hit the long or short. That's it. Simple. So guys, then we got our spreadsheet. Our first trade is going to be here, the 6th of December, and then the fixed shares, guys. And then we're going to come in. We're going to punch in our entry price, our target prices, exit price, stop loss. our bias here, which is looking like the long. So maybe we'll do this, guys, a little early here. We're going to go long on this one, and then we're going to wait for the rest of these. So again, we're going to have some fun with this, guys. But I think the longs are going to win on this one. So continue to look out for that. Let's see. I want to get into TSLA here. Scratching my head on that IBIT breakout there. We missed that one, unfortunately. But I think that Tesla can continue to recover. We have broke those key resistance levels on Tesla, so we're going to continue to monitor this. And especially if that volume continues to step in, we think that we can break out and potentially head higher. I know Sharif was talking about this for the long term, but it doesn't matter. I think for the long term, for the next 4 years, Elon working towards working alongside Donald, he's going to get done what he needs to get done. I think this stock is actually going to skyrocket. I know Danny Ives at Wedbush says this is one of the most undervalued AI plays as well too there, guys, so keep that in mind. I'm bullish Tesla for the long. I actually added a little to the long term not too a couple days ago. Nothing crazy or anything like that, but we added some because I do think that we can go and push all-time highs on Tesla. I'm really bullish on Elon and the cyber one. So guys, yeah, we're moving a little bit here on TSLA. IBIT's starting to pull back in. Long NVDA, let's take a look at NVDA. I'm not in love with NVDA today. Just not in sync with this thing recently in the semis, so haven't really been trading it. Missed a really key entry point here on this part. But yeah, long NVDA, hopefully you can go above VWAP here, but we are trading below it, so keep that in mind. We had the inability to breach it to the top side and hold. So we do have this nice V-bottom recovery, holding the lows around $141. Keep that in mind. And then we broke some key levels here as well too at 142.73-ish, and now acting as somewhat support, broke, and then heading back up. So let's see for the remainder of the session, Sharif, if we can test VWAP on NVDA.
Ram, do you like stuffed grape leaves? You love them? I took them out of your food, so just letting you know there were 3 in there, and I took them. I ate them. So just called me something. Yeah, Ram. Sorry, I'll bring you some on Monday. I was really hungry. I had to weasel in. You want homemade ones? Okay. I can make them, Ram. I know how to. My grandma taught me how to make them. All right, guys, let's have a look here. Palantir, Katina, man, did you see this Palantir thing? All-time highs again, Katina, man. We broke in 76.50. Looks like the high on the day right now, but it looks like it might be weaseling a little bit down now through the 20 exponential moving average. And here, like, I don't like to typically short Palantir, but I would love a retracement into about that 75.25 where the volume weighted average price is hanging out. Yeah, well, this one might not be actually a bad mean reversion trade over here. Okay, we'll see what this situation is here. Plant a grape, says the Piper. Others think, yeah, that made me laugh. Shout out to Frank Handley. Do you guys know what have you guys in the chat had stuffed grape leaves before? It's like a Lebanese, Egyptian, kind of Middle Eastern thing. It's just basically, as it sounds, grape leaves. You take them, you boil them, and you kind of bring them to a boil. Then you kind of mix rice with ground meat, and you stuff them inside there. That's kind of how we do it in our house, but I know there's different ways. Some people don't include ground beef and ground meat in that. Have you ever had them, Joseph?
No,
stuffed
I've
never. Don't worry, I'll take them out of Ram's plate and bring them for you again next time. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I got
easily
you,
get one of those too.
Starburst doesn't like them. Yeah, Nina likes them. Ron, so good. Paul saying dolmas? I don't know, brother. I'm not sure. Cheetan says Greek, bro. I think Greeks have a version of it. They're all in that Mediterranean area, so it stands to reason that they share a taste palette. Armenian dish, says Bob Curran. Everybody thinks it's a different thing. Okay, I love it. Starburst, I love falafel doughs. Okay. Frank, Barefoot. I love the comments, guys. Keep the comments coming in. We love this already. We've got 3 more minutes, though, guys, for the poll. Yeah. Shout out to Joseph with his with a great idea today. It looks like we're decidedly long, though, Joseph. 72% of votes right now. Almost 1,000 votes, Joseph.
Yeah, let's get that to 1,000, guys. We'll close it at 1,000. That's it. Boom. Or 3 minutes. 3 minutes or 1,000. Let's go.
Yeah. We gotta weasel onto the new poll as well. So.
Exactly.
get your votes in super quick because we don't have that much longer. Let's have a look at the current ones we're trading. Okay, ADCT. Some people were worried about this one giving up the ghost. It's like a couple of pennies off the day's high. So good look right now. I'm still in this one right now. Where am I long? I'm long at 58s. We're moving into 85s. Let's see where my beak wetter. Let me see if I even have a beak wetter on this, a profit taker, for those who are wondering what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, we've got a couple over here. We've got them layered 92 and 98 to front run any possible resistance that we get at 3. We still haven't, though, guys, taken out that 89 HOD. That is currently the high of the day.
Oh, 8 more votes?
On 8, yeah, why not? Keep going, guys. So let's get those votes up to 1,000. We got a super chat here, though. Hey, okay. Grizz 499 super chat. Thank you very much, my man. Let's have a look at SMCI for Grizz. Super microcomputer. Looks like they're still gonna remain on the NASDAQ. And quite frankly, you know, it's been a good little while here for SMCI. Good day for it today. I want to say there's a flat top happening over here with definite selling in and around 44 to 44 and a quarter. A lot of topping tail candles through 44. So somebody shorting up a storm or taking profits in and around 44. The other, so that's bearish. The other side of the coin, the bullish side, is the consecutively higher lows that you keep putting. Consecutive troughs higher, each one higher than their predecessor. It's above the volume weighted average price, so it looks really good. How I get into this? I'd be looking for a 20 exponential pullback or a pullback into VWAP. I wouldn't want to punch in at highs. Perhaps if we really give up the ghost at 44, you could get short, but that's not my jam at the moment. It looks like we do have a local level of resistance in and around 46 bucks. That's as high as we could go back on December 3rd after we really got off the schneid on December 2nd, as Neil likes to say. We kind of had a big day December 2nd there. We were up about 42% by the next day's open on SMCI. So it was a great recovery there, but with 46 as the level of support, resistance, excuse me, Joseph.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there, Sharif. It is now 1 o'clock. That poll is done, guys. We're going to close the poll.
I'm going to send a new poll to Ram now. Okay.
Beautiful stuff. So, Sharif, what I was thinking we do here is I'm going to ask you for a metric. You pull up your SPY chart, and then I type it in for the folks there.
I like it. What do you need?
So, again, now it's 1 o'clock. We know that we are long biased here, so we have a $1 stop. But, Sharif, first, what is our entry price on the SPY here?
Okay, look, right now, right?
Yep.
Okay, just give me a sec to make sure that this is updated, SPY. Perfect. Just want to make sure that I have the right price. Okay, 607.34.
34, beautiful.
Yeah.
Our target price being at 2 to 1 here.
2 to 1, so we got to go 609.34.
609.34. Love it.
609. That takes out the high of the day, though, Joseph. That's a $2 move, right?
That's a $2 move.
Yeah,
so
that's
we
gotta
need
take
that.
out the high of the day.
That.
Yeah.
Okay, so our stop loss price.
A stop loss, so 606.34, which ends up taking out the low of the day. So we would have to go negative on that for that to happen.
And time in 1 o'clock. All right, guys. So that is it. That is it. So for now, this is going to be our first entry. We have our target price of 609.34 with a stop loss of 606.34. Let's see which happens first, guys.
I love it.
All right?
I love it. I just got to send it to you for a quick sec while I send Ram the poll.
Absolutely, guys. So there we go. That's our first log, guys. We're going to keep track of this and see what's going on. Let's see. It's going to be a tough one, right? We can still log it, right? We're going to aim for a 2 to 1. As long as we don't get stopped out, we're going to wait and see where we can get on this one, all right, guys? So as long as we don't break the low or not hit our target, then we'll see what we do. But let's see. We were long biased today. We had a majority vote. Wasn't even close, a landslide to the long side, guys. So let's see if we can get this equity curve going. We're going to do this for about a week or so. It seems like there's a little bit of interest with over 1,000 votes, which is beautiful. But at the end of the week, we are going to construct the equity curve and see where we stand. The metrics are fixed. We are always going to have a $1 stop, $2 price target with 100 shares paper trading. All right, guys? So this is going to be a fun one. Let's see if we can do it. So, I mean, over 70% to the long side. Come on, folks. Let's get that going, man. I'm having fun with this already, and we don't even really have any data logged yet, Sharif. So that is a good one. You got your poll set up there, brother? All right, brother. Rock. Hey, my guy.
Thanks for that, Ram. I was just talking to the big kahuna, so I just muted myself. Appreciate you looking out for me there, Ram. Still no great place for you, though. All right, let's have a look at, just go have a look. She'll kill me if I actually took them. If I actually ate them, there would be problems. Yeah? There would be problems. Yeah, I'd have to like watch out my back for a while. Dang. Yeah. She wouldn't do anything like right away. She'd like make me sweat for a little bit, like, you know, get me wondering when it would happen.
Tamper with your food.
Oh, stuff? Absolutely. She put stuff in my food. I believe it. For
yesterday,
a second.
I seen her walking back with a muffin, eating the muffin.
Was eating Fabian's food.
Eating the muffin, saying it was for Fabian. I mean,
Adara, what do you got for us?
Crazy.
What we have is our crypto segment, and I wanted to start it with a bit of an interesting story here. I know Sharif alluded to this, but there was that Hawk coin. So what actually happened with the Hawk coin? What were the mechanics of this? Basically, this was released at 10 a.m. on Thursday. Apparently, it rose to a peak market cap of $490 million. This screenshot, by the way, is courtesy of DexScreener.com and Cointelegraph. Basically, we got to a market cap here of $490 million, so $490 million, so $500 million. Then at one point, after the drop, it was trading around $41.7 million, so 90% drop here. This is when the coin opened. We got to that point, and then we immediately plummeted pretty quickly there to the downside. So apparently a mix of insiders, wallets, and snipers, according to some Dex Screener data, which are basically entities that rapidly buy up a whole bunch of supplies at the time of launch, apparently controlled between 80 to 90% of Hawk supply. So basically a lot of the supply, the vast majority of it, not actually controlled by people who are getting involved. A lot of people did lose money. There was some concern here, I guess, that there was some insider buying or selling happening with Hawk, the Hawk coin, though they did actually say in their official X point that no opinion leaders were given free coins and the team hadn't sold any tokens themselves. We'll have to wait and see what the results of that are, but I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at the rapid rise and fall of Hawk. Let's take a look now as well at Ethereum, which is a great look here. Since this is the election here, we pushed to the upside, and I think what's cool here with this daily chart is you have that break, you pause here at that 3,000 level, then we push higher, finding some other resistance here at 333, then we push to the upside. We are now above 4,000. Now, where's the next area of resistance? We do have this on this daily chart, just shy of 4,100. That could be a potential level. Then the other area to keep an eye on here for Ethereum could be this previous area of resistance, this pseudo double top here at 38.90. First stop coming in May 28th, the next coming into June 6th. So if we drop from this level, we could be looking for some support here just shy of $3,900, guys. Back to you.
Send her to jail.
Influencer to, and I don't even necessarily, I don't want to degrade, I don't even think I'm going to call her an influencer because that's not.
She is though.
Yeah, but
She's got a podcast.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing right now, she's not influencing me at all, my friend. Like, so I'm telling you, but it's true. Like, I don't know. I don't think influencer is the right word, good or bad. I think it's crazy how. They did the exact same thing.
Mentioned that,
we
Fabian.
said that.
We mentioned it.
Yeah, we said that, right?
Yeah,
They done the exact
Fabian
same
saying
thing.
the Paul brothers did the same thing.
Yeah, they done the same thing. And Logan was like crying. It's like, okay, yeah, buddy, you're really crying with your Prime deal, and you're probably worth over 100 million at this point. Like, yeah, really cry me a river, like giving all those people nothing back. What happened to Sam?
We'll find out.
So should she, this is a good point. So should she have to do what Sam Bankman-Fried? So FTX has to pay everybody back. So if she gets in trouble,
I think Sam Bankman-Fried was because he was using customer funds.
Customer.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay,
he was
so I
like
guess
taking.
this isn't
Okay,
the
so you
same, so
deposit
pumping
your
them down?
money
Yeah.
in FTX, and then he takes
sure.
it and you're supposed to hold that in trust. Like you technically don't have control on that money. That's somebody else's money, and then he just distributes it everywhere.
Yeah, and
like
buys condos in the Bahamas.
Yeah,
and, stuff
and
like that.
Adderall and whatever else he was buying over there.
Yeah, he was on the hard stuff, they said.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sam Bankman-Fried. I hope
people-
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, look, the situation is ADCTs just took out that previous high, so 89s was the area we kept rejecting off. Looks like we took that high day now, 91s. I'm waiting at 92s and then 98s. Let's see what ADCT does. I also just weaseled into a new position. QBTS. Look, it went to 5 1/4 or 5 1/5. It came back into the 10 exponential moving average. So I said, look, get in half the position here at the 10. If it does a deeper retracement into the 20 exponential, like it did at 11:05 all the way to 11:25, I'm going to add at the 20. Currently, the 20 is at around 4 mid to low 90s. So 495, 493, in and around that area. If it breaks a 20, I've already got my stop at 88s to account for this area over here. Okay, so I'm looking at weaseling my way into QBTS. I realize I'm punching it at highs, but you know, we got to trade whatever the market presents us with. But bang, ADCT, appreciate you, Joseph. Here we go, we take out the highs there. So I just got my print at 92s, waiting for that next print, possibly at 98s, HOD 96. This is my last out though on ADCT. So this will be the end of the trade for me. At 98s, if we can print. It's squeezing. 97s. Can we get 98s? It's a 1 penny spread, so we don't have to wait for too long. Once we get to that 98 on the ask, we'll see if we can get that print. Not forthcoming at the moment. So packing my patience. 98's now showing up on the ask. We need to cross and bang, there it is. That's the end of the trade there.
Bro, whoa. That's going for the books there.
Not too bad. I'm going to throw up the 5 on this one. Let's see how it looks on the 5. And this, again, was a VWAP entry for my initial entry there. That's kind of why it looks like it's right at that black line. That was the whole idea. It took a hot minute to get into that 3 ADCT trade done on this one. Now it behooves me to really focus on Rumble as well as QBTS. Again, I got into half the position I typically would. Oh, wow, QBTS. It just dipped aggressively. What are you looking at, Joseph?
Yeah, I'm just watching Bitcoin rip here, guys. I know we're talking, it sounds like a broken record almost, but 101,000. So we're sitting up there. It's recovered nice. Again, if that Sharif said that print was genuine, so we've moved exactly just under $10,000 within this session. So whenever this candle opened, we're close to a $10,000 move on that one. So that is absolutely insane. Let's see if we can continue to the top side, especially if this momentum continues. I do think that we break and then can continue to the northeast on Bitcoin. And again,
101?
101, man, dude. I mean, heck, this it's absolutely crazy. But when everybody is like, there is so much supply constraints on Bitcoin, and the demand is outweighing with record inflows coming into the spot BTC ETFs like BlackRock, etc. It's going to move like this, and sure enough, it's displaying that the demand for this underlying asset is just this asset class in itself is just ridiculous, continuing to move higher and higher. And I think that it's going to get to the point where people are just, and we were talking about it, Sharif, you mentioned to me yesterday, at what point can Bitcoin become kind of a fundamental currency? I think from a stability standpoint, everything needs to be mined, which won't be in our lifetime, and then maybe we can find some stability at that point. But as of right now, it just seems like an appreciating investment, something that you want to have in your investment portfolio, not a base currency necessarily.
Adara, what do you got?
Oh, sorry, we're off to Adara.
We're going to talk here about CTLT, which got a bit of a volume spike here on that 15-minute chart. This is Catalent. It's got a 5% short float, market cap of $4.42 billion. So not a super small market cap. It's actually a European company. So we do have some news here that European regulators are allowing Novo Holdings, which is actually Novo Nordisk, so NVO is the ticker, to have this Catalent deal go through. Novo Nordisk looking to acquire here CTLT for $16.5 billion. So that looks like about 4 times their current market cap here. And they're getting that approval to do so from the EU Antitrust Committee. So that deal has gone through. CTLT, NVO, guys.
Liquidity.
Yeah, good stuff there, guys. We're gonna finish off the lesson here because we did stop. So guys, we'll just take a step back. This is the Iron Condors lesson, really important. I really like this one. So identifying sideways trends is key to executing the Iron Condor correctly. The market can only move in 3 directions, up, down, and sideways, okay? Look for support and resistance zones within a stock's price action. Use higher time frames as well. Avoid stocks are in steady uptrends or downtrends. There are other option strategies we can utilize in that aspect. Select stocks that are boring and do not have any high ranking catalysts ahead, such as earnings, annual conferences, or investor meetings. All right, guys. So these are the stocks that we want to be looking for. I'm pretty sure that QCOM has moved since then, so keep that in mind. But when you see these consolidation phases, pull up your options chain, pull up your delta, and then start correlating your delta with potential short strike prices, okay? So this is something that you want to keep an eye out for. And the same thing with Google. We've now since broke out, but again, these are the types of price action patterns you are looking for to construct iron condors, guys, all right? So keep that in mind. Here's some more examples on progressive here, PGR. Again, sideways movement. It's really hard to sit in this when you're trading in this range to profit. You're not appreciating in price within these ranges here, so there's other ways that you can benefit from these sideways price movements. All right, guys? Same thing here with Microsoft. We have now broken kind of that consolidation phase, but when you're in these types of phases, then you can create iron condors here, guys. Okay, so always important, risk management. The #1 key metric to all options trading in general is risk management. Don't forget you are using leveraged derivatives, so this is more important, okay? So risk management is key. Setting stop losses on your options position is an absolute must. Do not create any spreads, condors without implementing stops, okay? Stops on your iron condors and credit spreads are crucial to longevity in the market. Most brokers allow you to place all legs of the iron condor into one order, so you can construct your bull put spread, your bear call spread, and put your stop order all into one, okay? If you placed all legs into one order, you set your stop loss to 100% to 150% of the premium received. So if you collect, say, $40 for the iron condor, you'll see a negative 0.4 on that with a net credit. What you want to do is a negative 0.8 on that. So you have received a credit of $40. If you are wrong, you need to return that $40 that was lent to you plus an additional $40. So that will put the stop loss at negative 0.8, okay? So make sure you have that. And then always good till cancel. If you only go day plus, then by the end of the session, it will be gone. And then if you were to get stopped out, you'd be like, well, why didn't I get stopped out? Well, you didn't set the right order. So GTC, good to cancel, always, okay, guys? So keep in mind, if one leg starts to trade in the money, the combination stop may close out both the legs of the position. Setting your stops for each individual leg may be beneficial for you as well, too. So experiment with both of those. Open your bear call spread, open your bull put spread with separate orders, and set stop losses for each one of those, guys, all right? So keep that in mind. So the benefits of the iron condor: collect double the amount of premium. You can choose your own days till expiry. One side of the trade will always be correct. We're trading in a range. We have two short options, right? So you can't close, the options can't expire at both short legs. One side will always be correct, or both. It is a non-directional strategy. It is a market neutral strategy that you can employ in many different ways. And then the profits are always fixed. When you are credit spread trading and even spread trading, the profits will always be fixed, guys. So that is the Iron Condor lesson. Any questions in the chat, throw them in there. But as of right now, we are off to Adara.
This part of the show is brought to you by Firefly Neuroscience. Firefly Neuroscience is revolutionizing brain health with cutting-edge brain network analytics, powered by the world's most comprehensive EEG database. This technology provides precise insights for treating cognitive disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, as well as traumatic brain injuries like concussions. With FDA 510K clearance and CE mark approval, Firefly is paving the way for a future where brain health is clear, accessible, and personalized. Thank you, Firefly.
Thank you very much, Adara. And Ram, you know, was nice enough. You know, it means she didn't like him.
Okay.
The fact that she brought him over here. Say that again, Ram. Was there any ground meat in this, Ram, or is it just rice? Yeah, she can't tell.
Rice, okay.
Okay, so yeah, this is kind of what they look like over here. There was no meat, eh? Yeah, well, usually there's usually no meat in it. Like, I know the Lebanese way, the Greek way, they don't put meat in it. I know it's the Egyptian way to throw ground meat with the rice. So this is kind of what they look like. And yeah, please don't tag me and say they look like turds. I already know, okay? Especially on the camera right now. But they don't look like turds in real life. I promise you that. But that's what they look like, stuffed grape leaves. Thank you, Ram, for bringing them here.
Am I testing this right now?
Yeah, you can eat it. I've got my Invisalign on, so I can.
I'm going to test it here, guys.
All right, live and living color. You guys are going to get live feedback right now from Joseph. Initial thoughts, Joseph? Down, huh? Yeah, middle.
Hold on.
Really?
We like it.
Okay.
That's
I'm
good
gonna have
stuff.
to keep this one to try because I want to see if this is good. I'll tell you what the standard is.
It would be good with meat in it for sure. It kind of reminds me of a cabbage roll. A little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole idea. It's the same thing. The cabbage roll is kind of. It's just the same thing. You're
Thumbs up
just
there.
using the
I
cabbage
was
to
hungry
roll
too,
it.
so that so I wanted to try it.
Hey, yes, I love you guys when you guys like chime in the chat. We love the feedback from you guys, man. That's why we're here. We're here for feedback from you guys. Otherwise, we'd be trading at our desk. So that's kind of the look there. I appreciate everybody messaging your jokes in the chat. I love it. Okay. Let's have a look at the current positions I'm in right now. I weaseled on into serve. There was a reason I did that. Even though Neil was nice enough to get me shorts on this one, look, I missed my entry again on this at VWAP. I was talking, didn't really have an alert out. I didn't have the presence of mind to look at this. But what I did see was a break and take of a key level that's been trouble for us all day, that 1175, 1180. So once we took it decisively, I said, look, should we punch in half the position at the top and then look for a possible dip trade in and around 77, 75s. I'm talking about SERV, which is up.
I liked it.
Did you?
Yeah, I genuinely
The
liked
Katina,
it.
what do you guys say
come
behind
on,
my back over there?
They're saying, I don't think you liked it. I did.
All right.
I would eat the other one right now.
So that's you want the other
I was
one?
trying to
have it. I'm not probably.
I was
not
trying to
gonna do
judge the facial expression there.
I
I don't know.
that was
Like he
that
was
was my
like, yeah, and he was like,
interpretation,
I better just do this just to be
No,
like
no,
a
no,
face.
no, it was
You could be
genuine.
heel sometimes. You can be heel.
I gotta agree with you. I didn't feel that he liked it.
All
Yeah,
right,
because like
okay.
you just like
But then
this.
with
man,
Lemon, I golfed the second half of it down. I had to let the
I was trying to be
palate
real,
kind
you
of
know.
taste around a little bit.
See, now he's talking around.
I respect that, Joseph. I'm not saying I'm like an expert at reading people or
All right,
anything.
I'm
but,
out of here. By the way, I've been getting out of some of that apple, by the way. I'm just trying,
the
just
Katina
trying to
man is
stop it.
long apple. I
Yeah,
forgot
we're
to
long at
mention
that 243 area.
What's the situation?
You come
with
over
that
to
one,
you come over to the
Katina
chart right here. I
man?
mean,
Yeah,
it just it's not a huge trade. I just sat back down, had a little bit of salad, our salad there, and I just noticed this. Right? I mean, we have this bottom here. I like 243, so let's go. Just a little couple scalps up to the top side there. We're at half already, so we're just we're chilling out, enjoying the great content provided by Sharif and Joe. So.
Appreciate
Get me
you,
off
Katina man. Great entry on that flat bottom. Shout out to the Katina man. How was the swim, brother? Oh, he's coming back on. Okay.
Here we go.
Get ready.
I'm gonna eat this, man.
Yeah, have it, brother. Have it. Katina, how was the swim? Ram. Katina man's trying to talk, bro.
We did the elliptical and then and rowing today, and some bench pressing.
That's nice. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you haven't been doing weights in a hot minute. I'm really
Right?
happy
Yeah.
to hear
No,
that.
I think I should. I mean, swimming was just so much fun.
Of course it is. Yeah, especially. How is the pool?
Gets
Is
your
it an
mind
Olympic
off
pool
of
at the
it.
Y?
Yeah, it's huge.
It's a big
absolutely
one,
huge.
huh?
It's honestly. It's
Oh,
like
look at
8
the screen.
lanes
My
or
bad,
something
Ram.
like that.
Yeah, okay. Ram telling us exactly how we need to look there. All right, brother. What weights did you get in today, if you don't mind my asking? Bench press.
That's it. Yeah. No, it was just bench press and then what did the fly? Whatever.
Yep, flies. Okay, chest fly.
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
Love it.
I gotta try to get swole like my guy Joe over there. You know, look at these two guys over
Drop
here.
the cash for your
is-
money.
guys-
I don't know if you guys
Katina,
remember.
These guys are coming for our job over here. I mean, me and Neil,
That's not
these
true.
old guys over here chilling
That's
out.
not true at all.
Then we got
Do
these
you
guys
guys
working out. I mean,
remember a rap group called Swollen Members?
Yeah, I've heard of them, of course.
Swollen Members.
Come on,
baby.
man.
Swollen Members.
Who is this
That was
guy?
my
Right, I'm
first
outta here.
rap album of all time, man.
Shout out to the Katina man. Appreciate you coming on. So guys, anyway, we're in serve right now. We're looking at getting a dollar cost average over here. Ram at 77s. If it does dip in, again, to account for that area resistance that I gauged. Whether or not it ends up printing, what an entirely different story. If it doesn't, I've layered my orders up there for the squeeze into the high side. There is resistance at 12. I won't be convinced otherwise. We got the first print there, bang. Let's see if we can get a print nearer 12. It's squeezing into 95s. My next beak wetter is to front run the size at 12. At 98, so it's about 2 pennies from here. Let's keep an eye out on SERV. It's putting up good numbers on the day, no doubt. 25% and change. We're also in QBTS. And this is kind of doing a 20-period exponential hold right now. So I am actually interested in adding some more shareage over here. We're going to add a little bit over here. Call me crazy. But we're going to add a little bit because it's kind of doing that doji candle. Then the subsequent candle is making a new high, possibly curling back in to $5. I'm going to keep my stop exactly where it is because the resistance, or sorry, the support levels still have not changed. Hope I don't regret entering QBTS at these elevated levels. I realized I was entering near 5, and that could cause some problems. So we'll keep tabs on that. SCRV continuing to cook. How's my Rumble trade doing? Let's have a look there. I moved up my stop, by the way, guys, on Rumble from the area that I perceive to be an area of support. I moved it into my entry area. So if this one breaks down, I don't want any part of it to go against me. So we're going to keep tabs on this one, Joseph, and some others. Some people were asking again about DXYZ because every time I keep looking at that stock, there seems to be a new high that printed on the day. This one, no different right now. It's dancing around 61 1/3, I believe. Let me just update that for whatever reason it's not updating. 61 4/5 right now as it looks to take $62. Again, I'm talking about DXYZ. Very strong name. And the last time it actually touched the 10 exponential moving average on the 5 was 12:15. What time is it? Is 1:23. That was a long time ago. So this one continuing to show its strength on the day. Palantir as well. I mean, I was talking about shorting Palantir into VWAP. Well, this one did breach the 10. It did breach the 20, but it didn't continue down into VWAP. So what it ended up doing was putting in another higher low. PLTR, too strong to short, or that's kind of what it seems like to me these days. I won't be trying to get in with that one, Joseph. So that's my look there on some of these names.
Jacoy, Joseph, have I ever seen Jacoy? Star Burst, is that who you're asking about, Jacoy? Put it in the chat because if it is Jacoy, then I was actually way back in 2016, 17-ish. I went to a party with Jacoy, yeah, and he came and partied in my booth. Yeah, so I don't know if you know who Jacoy was. But I'm sure you know who Tammy Hembro is, though, Sharif. No? Okay, all right, I won't put you on the spot.
I'm old, man.
Do you know Ram? You know Tammy Hembro. Okay. Anyways, guys, we're sitting here in some TSLL. Dang, yeah, exactly.
Ram knows, yeah.
She knows, yeah, she knows, from Australia. Just an influencer. So yeah, guys, yeah, we're sitting here in this TSLL. Let's see if we can continue. I was thinking that we were potentially double topping there on this here on Tesla. But sure enough, we're starting to recover a little bit. We did reject kind of that resistance level on TSLL around 25.27. So we'll keep in mind if we can break this, then I think that we can continue to move to the top side. But guys, I just want to point out our SPY trade is looking pretty beautiful.
Yeah,
we look pretty. Like we recovered. So we're sitting around 608.20. We need another $1.15. Let's see if we can get that by the end of the day because I'll be tracking that for you guys. But wherever we finish, we will still document and see where we stand on that point. But as of right now, guys, it's not looking like we got stopped out because our stop is way down there. So good luck there on that one, guys, so far. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves on that one, but yeah, there we go, Oscatorio. We just looked at the SPY, my guy. We pulled it up, and now Tesla is looking like it wants to go and break that pivot level. Let's see if we can get that streak. If we do, we're going to take a little more off the top there, my guy. What are you cooking up?
I was looking at the same thing you're looking at, Joseph. Let's bring in the side chart here and look at the Cybertruck. It's putting in higher lows. So it's got an obvious area of resistance intraday for whatever reason at 376, I want to say between 1/3 to 1/2. Okay, with the majority of the closing prints all around that 1/3 to 1/4, and some of the wicks coming into that $0.50 area. So that's kind of the negative side of things, the fact that there's a resistance there at the top. However, the good side of things is that we're progressively putting in higher lows, possibly accumulating for break and take of that 376.5, maybe even challenging that high of the day. Technically, it's 377.52, but we were above those levels in the pre. We were as high as almost 379, the high in the pre there before, I believe, or after, excuse me, we got the NFPs, the non-farm payroll print at 830. We got all the way up to 378.85. And now we were just talking about this, I think, about an hour ago. Guys, we're not that far away from all-time highs on Tesla. It's about $400 back in 21, and now we're talking about, 375. And the way this thing moves, I mean, not that long ago, there was a challenge between myself, Obi, and the Katina man as to which of Apple or Tesla would hit 200 first. Look where Tesla is relative to that 200. It's $175 higher. So this thing can absolutely move $25 easily by the end of the year. We could see all-time highs on Tesla. That's obviously not financial advice, but it is, realistic given how this thing moves. So TSLA having itself a good day, but it's going to break above that key area, that flat top that we've been rejecting off essentially all day since giving up the ghost there. At 9:30. We were green and we dipped in. We were never red on Tesla, so that's a mistake there. Oh, this looks kind of like a head and shoulders pattern over here, eh? Look at that. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then you get the big boy break. And above and preceding that head and shoulders pattern, knees and toes says right. Preceding the formation of the head and shoulder pattern, we had a move up, so that it checks all the boxes there in terms of what you need to see. But we have Adara at the big desk. She's got some for us.
Yeah, we're going to have a bit of a different money talk segment here, which I'll tease out in a second. But right now, what I want to take a look at first is that US dollar with that bottoming tail candle. Last time we checked in, we were just shy of 106. Pull back a little bit here right now. We're on that 105.7 level. We did have, just to recap the data, we had higher than expected U.S. non-farm payrolls, 227,000 versus 220,000 expected. We also had slightly higher than expected unemployment, 4.2% versus 4.1% expected. Higher than expected University of Michigan consumer sentiment as well. Now, here's the fun part. We have a lot of Fed speakers today, so I thought, why not just take a look at some of these Fed speakers and what they said instead of staring at this chart the entire segment. So first off today, we did have Fed's Bowman. This is Michelle Bowman here. And this, in case you do not recall, she was the singular Fed member to actually dissent from that decision to cut rates by 50 basis points during September. And she actually addressed that dissension during her comments today, basically saying that this dissenting vote was not something she took lightly, and she said the inflation was the biggest priority when making policy choices. She also said that the inflation right now is actually suggesting we could slow down and exercise caution with some rate cuts going forward. So that is certainly of note. The biggest thing she said, and I'll continue repeating this because I think it's pretty key, is that core inflation is, quote, uncomfortably above the 2% target that has been set out by the Fed. Next up then, we had Austin Goolsbee. You may be familiar with Fed's Goolsbee here. Said that the outlook basically does matter, and that when you do have these new policies here proposed by the new administrations, the Fed is going to have to think through those policies. Another thing that Fed's Goolsbee really said with regards to what we had with that NFP data, and then also household studies basically saying that a single month of data is not reliable. So saying it's great that we got that higher than expected non-farm payrolls, but we need to see continued work. So I wanted to talk about that. Then next up here, we do have Fed's Hammock. This is the newest Fed. She actually did replace Loretta Mester, and Beth Hammock also kind of speaking similarly to Fed's Bowman with regards to inflation, saying that we might have to slow down with these cuts, saying that the policy is likely somewhat restrictive, and also mentioning here the place of getting inflation back to that 2%. Focused right now apparently on housing and real estate issues, and also interestingly enough, mentioning crypto. Fed's Hammock saying that Fed's not involved in crypto, but does watch how it develops. And last but not least, finally, we're done with this Fed slideshow here. We do have Fed's Daily, who just spoke here starting at 1 p.m., saying that the labor market remains in a good position and is balanced. I would say, though, that caution on rate cuts from here on out from Fed's Hammock and Bowman could be key going forward, guys. Back to you.
Of course.
Shout out to Adara. Yeah, I know. It's nice to put a face to the name because we always hear about the names and we kind of never really know who they are. Daily,
exactly.
Mester.
Yeah.
Adara, the lady before Daily, is that the one that's replacing Loretta Mester? Yes.
Yeah,
okay. So that I remember you've been talking about her for a while. So
I don't even know what Ron DeSantis looks like. I just
what?
Yeah.
No way. Eh? Yeah, Florida governor.
Yeah, Florida. I know he's the Florida governor, but actually no, I do.
He's actually being touted possibly if Pete Hegseth bows out, which he doesn't want to bow out, by the way, being selected there for Secretary of Defense. One of the names being floated around to possibly replace him is Ron DeSantis. So we'll have to see how that all kind of works out there. Defense obviously super important for the state.
Yeah, for sure. I had something in the chat real quick, Sharif, and then I'll send it back to you. What do you think about SMCI 56 strike January 17th? It's one of the first options I bought. So what I did is I pulled up my options chain. And now what you've done, just so you know, officially unburdened, is that you bought an out the money call, right? You paid $3 for it from what I'm looking at, or maybe a little bit less if it's appreciated from them. But you've bought something that has no intrinsic value, right? So understand that. So this contract right now, as of right now, only has time value, okay? So keep that in mind. It is only extrinsically valuable, okay? So the only thing that has value to this contract is the time that it is giving you in order for SMCI to appreciate to that price, okay? You want SMCI to appreciate relatively quick. You only have about a month and a week or so in order for SMCI to trade above that, okay? If it does start to trade towards it, that is where you can start to profit, because that extrinsic value will really start to kick in and the value of that contract will start to kick in. But keep in mind, if it takes a long time, say by the, was it the 17th, say by the 15th or something, you're still not around that 56 strike price, you're going to lose all that value, all that time value, and then say it just magically goes on a run and closes above that $50, or sorry, the $56 strike price, and you're only like, oh, well, why did I lose money on this contract? Well, it's because the contract didn't appreciate fast enough. You lost the time value, but now that contract will only equal to what the intrinsic value is, the moneyness of that contract, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? It's great buying out the money calls because they're relatively cheaper, but then you need that underlying to move a little bit faster, all right, brother?
All right. I wanted to mention a couple of things over here. Oh, yes, AVGO. Thank you guys for pointing this one out. AVGO, this looks like an absolute buy program that's turned on over here. This has been awfully directional. We are at highs. Yeah, look at that, Katina, man. It's a rocket ship right now. It's about 180.51. Katina, man, we closed yesterday at 170.50, so we're 10 easy dollars higher on the day. This is not a small cap gapper, guys, yet we're up almost 6%. Let me have a look at the blotter to have a look to see what the situation is, but you know, we don't really need a catalyst for AVGO. A lot of analysts just can't stomach NVIDIA's, what's it called? Not the price, but the, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not coming to my mind. Anyway, they don't like valuation. That's the word I'm looking for. They don't like the valuation of NVIDIA, despite the fact that, you know, they keep growing earnings. So there's a lot of people saying, look for alternatives. This is one of the ones being championed, or has been championed now for over a year. Obviously, AMD, the other one. But when we make a quick cursory comparison to how Broadcom has done versus AMD on the year, well, here, listen to this. We're up 63% year to date on Broadcom. You want to know what we're up on AMD? We're down 4.8% year to date on AMD. And by the way, Jensen and Lisa Su, Adara, you're going to love this too. I'm going to send this to you on X. So Emily Chang, shout out to Emily Chang. I think she's a fantastic reporter for Bloomberg. I got my reservations about Bloomberg, but I like Emily Chang. She did an interview with Lisa Su. She asked her the question that we all want to know. What was your relationship growing up with Jensen? Because they're distant cousins.
No.
Apparently, they didn't have any sort of relationship growing up.
Right.
They were distant. They share I think a grandfather or great-grandfather or something like that. They actually met each other well into their professional careers. They didn't even know they were family.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They ended up meeting at, what's it called, a professional conference. And it was like, oh, hey, we're related. Hey, that's cool.
Hey, yeah, cool.
Right?
My company's bigger than yours.
No, but she was actually quite, she spoke highly about him. She called him brilliant.
There's another interesting, yeah, obviously, how could you not say that he's brilliant? But are we ready for that now? Okay, cool. I got one more cool story for you after that as well.
Sounds good.
Sharif. So guys, eSignal. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to an elite trading experience. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Foresee profitable opportunities with the platform you need. Infinite data, instant trading, know where the market is moving before others with lightning fast data. Better backtesting and scanning, predict the future by understanding the past. Reliable real-time data up to the second market info from hundreds of global markets. Everything you need all in one place. Don't miss a beat. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description. Scan it. or check the link.
Yeah,
Just
do it.
that. Yeah. So interesting. Going back to the Lisa Sue and the Jensen thing, did you know that Michael and Bruce Buffer are related too, and they didn't even know?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Hey,
so-
hold on, is there a actual last name Buffer?
Yeah, they're either,
It's legit.
yeah.
And they're both announcers?
Yeah, they're both. So I think Michael's the boxing one, the most famous one, right?
Yeah,
Let's
do
Get
it
Ready to
anymore,
Rumble.
though, yeah.
And then Bruce started doing it after for the UFC, but they didn't even know, that they were related. So
I love it.
Like, it's crazy how those things work. Yeah.
What happened to my? Am I at a Rumble? No. What happened to my positions here? Why did I get out of one position? Let me have a look over here.
Oh, baby.
Oh, serve. We already. Wow. Okay. So we ended up. I thought I got stopped out on something. I'm like, what's going on? How come I'm not in 3 positions anymore? Because we took out the entire position there through the break and take of 12. So we shorted serve twice and we went long once. But let me tell you, I made a fundamental mistake by not getting long. What's going on with this thing? By not getting long on this dip of VWAP here. I'm lamenting having made that decision. I was watching it. I decided not to execute on that dip into about 11 1/3. I'm really lamenting that. I've got top wick for right now, though. Like 12.09, I've got 12.10. But we're going to send it to Adara because she's got some for us at the big desk.
What we're going to do here is take a look at ETE transfer with Energy Transfer not e-transfer. Energy Transfer is the name of the company. ET is the ticker. Either way, they're up here nicely. Look at this volume spike. That's 1.3 million shares worth of volume in this 15-minute candle. Basically, the company announced they're going to be involved in this pipeline project connecting the Permian Basin projection supplies to multiple markets. This project should be roughly valued at $2.7 billion, and it's backed by some commitments with strong investment-grade counterparties. So Energy Transfer here with this pipeline valued at $2.7 billion, a lot of which apparently is already backed by partners, guys. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adara. Yes, I see you, Rogelio Concepcion. He's like, the Cybertruck is moving, baby. It's rolling. I think he was saying there, it's breaking out. So this is the level that we were talking about when we were talking about Tesla. This was the consolidation area top, 376.25 to a half. We had been rejecting that level essentially since 9:45, or essentially since 9:30, excuse me, since we gave up the ghost. We're moving now. Here we go. We're about 25 pennies from the high of the day. 377.25, 377.52 is the high of the day on the Cybertruck. So Tesla is squeezing. Good look right now for Tesla. It's up 2%. It's not the best performing mag on the day. That goes to Meta, up 2 2/3. Then you've got a competition right now between Amazon and Tesla. They're both actually tied at the moment with goggles. They're in next place there with up 1 1/4. And then MSFT and Apple competing as to which one can be more dead on the day. Up, just 0.12 and 0.17. At least they're green. Not a bad look there. But Tesla is breaking above 377. It looks like it is catching some resistance right now at the whole dollar. However, what's operative here to me is the consecutively higher lows and higher highs that Tesla has been putting in since we gave up the ghost right at the opening bell there, flushing from the 377.52 that we had all the way down to 370.80, holding that level. Quick as you like, we lost $7 on Tesla. We've made the majority of it back now. We're still off the pre-market highs. Again, the pre-market highs likely precipitated by the non-farm payrolls that came in at 8:30, an hour before the bell. 378.83 or 80 something was the high in the pre-market. Still well below that, about $2 below that right now on Tesla. But yeah, nice breakout there, Joseph. So we'll keep tabs on that. What I'm seeing on Amazon as well is, it looks like it's not doing anything, but what it in fact is actually doing is putting in incrementally higher lows, and you need only drag the trend line from that opening break, and notice that every successive trough a little bit higher than its predecessor, with ultimately though that 225 1/3 being the high, even though the technical high of the day is 55. So the $0.50, you can see the majority of the closing prints and the wicks kind of reject in and around 225, 225 1/4. So AMZN also very strong on the day. Likewise with Meta, we already talked about that. NVIDIA, not so much. Very bear flaggish right now, down into the dang right with a bit of a compression pattern right now on the 5, in the sense that we're putting in higher lows, but we're also putting in lower highs. What happened?
I'm just saying, get out of here with that NVDA stuff, man.
You love NVIDIA, man. We all love NVIDIA. We all love Jensen, man. And how can you not so humble, bro?
I told you I would have been fired already. I didn't have it in the long term there, man. Sorry.
It is the way it is. All right, let's have a look at QBTS because I'm involved in that and people are yelling about it. Okay, finally breaking above 5. But guess what, guys? You're not going to catch me with any prints right now. It's going to have to break above 505. I did add below the $5 level because it kept holding 85s. So I said, look, bro, if it's holding 85s before at around 1150 and it's holding it again, it doesn't stand to reason that there is a buyer of note in and around there. If there is, why are you not adding and then putting your stop below that level? It's exactly what I did. And now I'm just waiting for the print and bang, we'll take out the print there at 5s. Appreciate you, Joseph. Now we're looking at 15s. Let's see if QU or QBTS can curl high of the day, 5 and a 5th, technically 522. We're gonna look for this one to do a little bit better. Yoel Reina Sharif. Hi, my friend. Do you think Uber will recover in the near future or will it be a bumpy ride going forward? I will answer that question, Yoel, when we get back from Midday.
Keep an eye here on META, holding support really beautifully here at that 625 level, though it's worth noting if you look at a smaller time frame, we're ranging pretty hard between 625 and 627.20, and that is exactly that range there for META. Basically, I bring this up because this one's been strong all day, and we actually just got it here. The company officially just announcing the release of Meta's new Llama 3.3, so a new LLM here for META. Keep an eye on that Llama as META tries to break out of this, again, pretty long consolidative range. I'll pull up the 3-minute chart so we can kind of see here, but really struggling with breaking out of this area between 625 and 627.20. Keep an eye on this range, guys.
Yeah, I was just telling Joseph off camera there, I'm like, man, their iteration cycle is pretty aggressive there because remember Llama 1 was kind of old, but Llama 2, wasn't like earlier this year, right? So I guess that's not that quick because we always seem to get new versions of ChatGPT. Do you know that OpenAI came out with a $200 a month option up from $20? So from $20 a month for 01 to $200 now. They're saying, Joseph,
how do you think Elon feels about that?
Oh, he's not happy about it at all. At all. And you know what he's doing. He's suing OpenAI. He doesn't want them to become a for-profit company. He's getting the judge to block that. We'll have to see how that all pans out. But to build on what I was saying earlier, so this new 01 like extraordinaire is supposed to answer like really technical questions, engineering, mathematical stuff that the everyday user doesn't really need. So Altman went to X yesterday. He said for the great majority of people, that $20 a month option going to be fine. But for those who want that big boy power, they can upgrade to that $200 a month option. But that's insane margins on the products, man. Insane. $250 billion.
Dude, you know what I was thinking? So you've seen Chappie, kind of getting off that, but you've seen Chappie and kind of like Elysium. You've seen those.
Yeah.
So
I love Elysium.
When do you think that those? Because we know we have the Optimus with Elon.
Yeah.
When do you think those large LLMs are going to be implemented into these droids, and then you kind of get something like that?
It's coming.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
I mean,
like 5 years, 6 years, like max.
So?
Yeah, man. Because look, Apple is going to have small language models based on the iPhone, right? And it's going to continue to improve, obviously. But for all the other stuff, they're going to go to ChatGPT vis-a-vis the cloud. But how long does that actually happen? And you don't even need to put a small language model on a thing that is huge because you've got lots of space, and it can also connect to the internet. So I don't think it's going to be that long, personally.
That's crazy.
I mean, and I'll be one of the, if I can afford it, I'll be one of the first buyers. I promise you that.
I want a cybercab. I think driving, well, actually just being in a vehicle and not having to drive would be the ultimate. Be the ultimate experience. I mean, can you drink? Oh, I guess you wouldn't be.
That's the thing. You're gonna need a fundamental realigning of the laws about impaired. You will.
No,
like,
absolutely,
you will.
Absolutely. Well, he had that van, right? Like it's a van that he kind of was promoting as well.
No, but it's a legitimate question. Like, what kind of impaired driving laws are you gonna have? Are you gonna need a certain license to be able, like, are kids gonna be allowed to go in a robotaxi? Are you gonna be able to own a robotaxi as a 10-year-old? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the rules are gonna be.
Crazy.
Right? It's gonna be great.
There's no steering wheel, so technically you're not driving, I guess.
No, right? You're not operating. Like there's a law in Canada. It's called care and control. So even if you're intoxicated and you're in the driver's seat with the car with the keys as long as they can possibly go in. So if the keys are in the car, you can be found in charged with care and control. So even if you don't put the keys in the thing. Yeah, they're doing random checkpoints because it's Christmas time now, Ram. So the ride check, which is reduced impaired driving everywhere, you're going to see them everywhere now. They're going to be more aggressive about it during the holiday season. But yeah, you're going to need fundamental changes to the laws there. It's going to be super interesting. I love how, what's his name? Jacoby Waters, like $200 a month. I better get a tuition out of it. Yeah, honestly, right? No, but I think what he's trying to do there, he's trying to cater to, those institutional users with, engineering requests or math requests, any stuff like that. I think that's who he's trying to cater to there. So shout out to Jacoby. But yeah, your point well taken. It's kind of funny. All right, I wet my beak there on some more profits on QBTS. We're along 96s. Now I'm going to wait at 15s over here. This one is rounding, guys. So QBTS is kind of putting in those higher highs and those higher lows, but I feel like every time we ascend, we're being met with some sellers who have been hanging around this area. So I am still concerned. I don't know if we get to that 522 HOD on QBTS. We'll have to wait and see. I got to tell you, there are only 12 minutes left on the show, Joseph, and we're going to have to actually see where the SPY is at in about 2 minutes.
We're going to cut it off at before 2 o'clock. So
okay.
1:55
5 minutes or 10 minutes?
10 minutes. We want to go 10 minutes?
It's up to you, bro. This is your show.
1:55, that's with the trade. Wherever we are logging that data, 1:55. Every day, so we have those same metrics. We are going to cut that, and then we are going to log the data, and we'll show you guys.
There you go. Okay, so we're going to do this every day, and we'll see. We're going to look at our data after, see how we're kind of off or what the situation is. So we'll just be a little bit playful about it. So that's a look there, Joseph. What do you got on your side?
GME. Some people in the chat are screaming GME right now, Sharif. So let's see if we are starting to move. Whoa. Okay.
Are we moving?
Yeah, we are moving big time. I was gonna talk about AppLove and McLove in 2.0, but never mind them. We're going over to GME here, guys. The volume is starting to kick in on this one. I got to pull this up here on my my own thing here, guys, to see what's going on and see if this can give us an opportunity to get in. But yeah, guys, GME is starting to move to the top side. Starting to break out. That volume is supporting this here, guys. Massive volume on this 5 minute. This signature is absolutely isolated as of right now. Breaking the opening drive candle as well too by quite a bit, guys. So keep that in mind. We like this one. Let's see what's happening with GME. I know a lot of you guys are probably in GME as well too. So let's see. We're gonna have to wait a couple minutes to see if we can get an entry point here on this one, guys. Let's see if we can consolidate and then head higher. But as of right now, we're gonna hold off, Sharif, and see what we got cooking on there. Are you looking at GME too, or what?
I've got it on the side. I've got it on the side. Yeah, absolutely. So let's pull up GameStop first. But I wanted to say something. So, we take birthdays seriously around here. You're a Libra gang, Adara's Capricorn gang. So is Neil, Ram's fake Libra gang. But we didn't have any attribution. We didn't know what the Chilean nightmare was. He never talked to us about his sign. We didn't even know his birthday. It's his birthday today. Shout out to the dang Chilean nightmare. Happy birthday, brother. Is he hearing me? Happy birthday, Fabian. Shout out to you, my man. Aw, I didn't know that. Okay.
What'd you get, Fabian? What'd your girlfriend get you? What did your girlfriend get you? Oh, he's on the market, folks.
Hey, there you go, baby. Shout out to Fabian. It's his birthday, baby. Throw up some love for Fabian in the chat, but for now, we're going to go to Adair.
All right.
Here's an update here in GME. This is interesting. I'm not seeing any new catalyst on it. We know yesterday it got that big spike on the Roaring Kitty tweet. They're also reporting earnings here after the close on Tuesday, December 10th. But here's the thing. I was looking on social media trying to find any reason as to why this was moving. And it looks like there's some speculation that it's running because if you look here, this is the 15-minute chart. We start running at 145 with an increase in volume. Well, Roaring Kitty tweeted exactly at 1:45 yesterday, so it looks like it's running on the one-day anniversary of Roaring Kitty's latest tweet. And I am not joking. From what I'm seeing online, that does seem to be the reason for this pump in GME, guys. Back to you.
What's the game plan? What are you doing tonight? Are you clubbing?
Well, it's Friday night, so yeah, he's clubbing. Okay,
you gotta let
Fabian.
the boys know where you're going, man.
Hey, look, Fabian, if you're gonna go to Paris, Texas, you know.
Country music. No, we need to go to Spanish, nice Spanish.
Ah,
Get some salsa,
okay.
get some-
Yeah, why not? There's great salsa clubs in Toronto, man.
Yes, yeah.
Fantastic salsa clubs here. You're getting a lot of love from the chat, Fabian. Shout out to my man, Fabian. Happy birthday for him, brother. Wish you all the best, obviously, on your big day and every day. So shout out to Fabian. All right, guys, let's have a look at what the market is doing. Well, let's have a look at what we're doing here on our trade right now as QBTS Ram continues to kind of curl, put those higher highs, those higher lows. I'm going to throw, let me first see how many shares I got on this so I don't take out too much too quickly. Let's go up over here. We're going to wait at 11s because what's life without whimsy? See if we can get a print up there. I'm still holding Rumble, but Rumble is boring me, to death as it's been kind of straddling VWAP all day, not really doing too much there. So trying to pack my patience, not take it out too early, but got more faith, I believe, in this QBTS kind of curling up. It's been awfully strong. It's a good sector to be in if you're trading, if you're invested, right, or swing trading, I should say, because quantum has been super hot since the election, and it's continuing to be that way with this bad boy up another 34% on the day. Who could complain about that? So we're going to keep an eye out on that one. I do see ADCT as well continuing to curl. I haven't been in that one since we took out everything there. At $3, it did weasel up to about 312 and then kind of breaking down to 280. But as you can see, kind of putting in that higher low situation again. So this one continuing to, catch a bit of a bid and curl up. So packing my patience, trying to see if we can maybe get a dip trade on that. Okay, here comes QBTS. It's at 10s. I'm waiting at 11s. There's some size, though, at 10s, about 1,000 lots, maybe a bit more. More size came in there, so rejection at 10s as there is a seller of note on QBTS at that 10 penny area. Not an area that I'd earmarked for a level of resistance as I didn't see any rejections at 10 earlier in the day. So we'll see if that seller can get taken out. Keeping my eye on those as well as we get into that kind of towards the end of the day. What's going on over there, Katina Man? The Katina Man is still dealing with that Apple now as it breaks through the volume weighted average price. He was picking it up below 243 in that low, in that 249, 243 area. It's just taken out VWAP there, working its way into 243 and 2/3. Apple technically green on the day, up a fifth, but it's been kind of dead. It and Microsoft, not too much in the way of price action today. The Katina Man catching it at the lows there. But there's been a lot of price action to the high side today for Amazon and Meta. Adara letting us know that they are releasing Llama 3 soon. That's a bit of a tailwind there as they printed all-time highs at 629.79. So great strength today for Meta, Amazon, and Tesla, Joseph.
Yeah, that's it, Sharif. Time is up. It's 1:55, guys. As you can see, we're trading around 607.98, guys. So it's time to log our first Trader TV Live group trade here. Really having fun with this one, guys. Really like it. So we had an entry price of 607.34. We did not hit our target price. Our exit price, though, is going to be 608.01. I'm going to give us the benefit of the doubt on that one, all right, guys? So now we are out at 155 here, all right? Good stuff here, 155, we are out. We're gonna write in the result as a W, and then I will do the calculations later, guys. But this is our first ever Trader TV Live one that we are going to put in. Our first paper trade as a collective unit. Congratulations with the W. We will put the dollar metric on that one there shortly, guys, once I do the math. So these are going to be the metrics. When we get the poll in, we enter the position, and then every day at 155, we are going to hop out unless we get stopped out or we hit our profit targets. But this is how we are going to keep track of this. Congratulations so far to everyone, because because we are on the positive side.
All right, here is new Zuck on his Instagram account, basically telling us about his little update there with Llama 3. Hey, say that again.
That's crazy.
Why would you say that, Fabian? Oh my God. In any event, there's Zuck and his new haircut, and he's always got the gold chain out. I love that. New Zuck is cool. Yeah. Well, whatever. Anyway,
he's in the sun, man. He lives in
yeah.
Cali.
He looks like he's got a bit of a tan there, Katina. Man, let him have it, man.
He's wearing the Orions, obviously.
650 million downloads, says the Zuck train. So anyway, Zuck announcing his the release of Llama 3, so we're going to keep tabs on that. Separately, though, guys, QBTS did reject that 10 penny level aggressively. It did break 5. It's still putting in higher lows. South, though, into 496, essentially right into my entry. I have my stop below 486, so 10 pennies south of where we're trading right now. If we do end the show, I likely will flatten this out. I won't want to deal with it while I'm at the big screen, so we'll keep tabs on that. Shout out to my man, Adam. I'm so proud we are trading together. I suggested we should do this for a while. What are you trading, Adam? I don't know what you're trading over there.
You know I love the SPY. I think he's talking about the SPY. ADL. Our guy ADL. He's on top of the ball. We like that.
Adam DeLuce, he never loses, bro. That's kind of the way that works there.
I think that's what he's talking about. Correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, but I'm pretty sure that is what he's talking about. But yeah, guys, there it is. Bang. W76 whoppers right
And
there,
Jameson, you ask for it, my man. You get it. He wants me to yell, pump it. Shout out to my man Jameson, who's having himself a day today. Great trades for you, Jameson. There, we're going to shout you out. Good luck, my man. Hope you have a fantastic weekend and everything is good on your end. Guys, Tesla continues to put in those higher highs and higher lows. Strength coming in here in the later part of the day for Tesla as I see an upward channel over here. We're very close to that HOD. I think we came about 10 or 20 pennies from that level, 377.52. Kind of rejecting, though, that 377 again. Multiple topping tail candles through 377 now. So we'll have to see if we can take that out on a decisive basis. Another, what's it called? A super chat from our friend there. Pulkshin, sorry, Qatari dinars. Thank you, $17.99 Qatari dinars. I appreciate it. DXYZU beauty, 66, 100. Then SpaceX IPO, 500 to 1,000. Let's go. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be pumped for that SpaceX IPO if that ends up happening. But hopefully, I'll be able to get into some of that, into the ARC ETF that has a lot of SpaceX exposure. DXYZ as well, a lot of SpaceX exposure. We talked about that one earlier on, Joseph.
Good stuff there, guys. We only have 1 minute left in the chat, and there's one thing that we didn't do, but I know Adara touches on this every day, and that is the performing sectors. Let's take a look at the top performing sectors. We don't have much time left here, guys. Only a couple seconds. In first place, the consumer discretionary, all right? Then the communication, then the tech sector in third place there, guys. So those are the top 3 performing sectors of the day. I wish everybody a happy trading session, and most importantly, a safe weekend, all right, guys? Don't party too hard. Don't spend all those gains at the club with Fabian this weekend. Just have a good, safe weekend.
Yeah, man, fantastic. We want to show Fabian again, happy birthday. But it is now officially 2 o'clock, and that means we got to send you to the big kahunas. Joe and I will be back on Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Welcome, everybody. And
bring them
to take it the other side, no. Do party too hard this weekend. Do spend all those gains at the club with Fabian. And do you. Happy birthday, Fabian.